Welcome back. Methodical Mondays, as our good brother Maurice Hunt III coined. Before we even get started with the pleasantries, man, if you're watching on YouTube, we got to address the elephant in the room. Shoo it away. As Blanchard's character in Tar once said, don't ask me about Tar and while I was watching it, but either way, shoot the elephant out the room. If you're watching, you see our brother Mo's going full Heisenberg, rocking the baldy. I rock a baldy, but it's out of necessity, right? That's genetics right there, where I gotta rock the baldy. My hair still grows, but the hairline said,
Hey
nah,
man, you can get
chuck
your
the
Chico bean
deuces.
on.
Nah, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. I'm too old for that. I'm too old and mature for that. You get what I'm saying? I don't
I know
need
what
that
you're
much
saying.
attention. I don't need
Yeah.
that much attention. However, you, Mo, as Spike said before we started recording, went full Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
Got the tight red muscle shirt on, muscles out, baldy rocking with the goatee. How you feeling, man?
Oh, why you say it like that?
Hey, how you feeling? I just
You
want to know how
sound
you
like the
feeling.
homeboy
Look like
when you pop up and one of the homeboys is like looking different. You like, bro,
yeah,
what's
you look
up,
Yeah,
like
man?
you're on a
man.
mission. You look like you're on a
Yeah.
mission, bro.
You good?
Hey man, look, I'm good, man. I mean, I'm definitely in my Heisenberg. You know what I'm saying? But I did not do this for the show, y'all. The commitment was not for the show. So please don't think like this. He's sick and crazy. He shaved his head bald to get in the Walter White bag. This show is not that. Like Sopranos,
No, I
definitely
think
this
it
show.
adds to your lure. You should have just left. No, you shouldn't even let them know
Oh, I
that.
should have
I
even did
think
that. You want me to cut
yeah,
that
it
out?
adds to your lure that you did it for the show. That adds to like Mo being
So
like
so I
fully
should we
committed.
should just never discuss why I did it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Is it
Just
another
go.
week in the
Just
books
fully
conversation?
commit.
I don't know if it's that deep, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
if you got follow ups, I'm always down to answer. You know that.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Now you just
I was
committed
a
to
f-
you committed to the bit, man. Y'all know Mo wore the he
Mm-hmm.
dressed up every episode for Good Earners.
Mm-hmm.
Now he went straight baldy for the Heisenberg joint, man. We there.
Hey,
I was offended
had the
like a
locks
week
and
ago.
everything.
Yeah, you got a full head of hair. Your should have grow back though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was offended like a couple weeks ago. I was out and I had a hat on. Chick said, I thought you was bald under there. Like, bitch, like who you talking to? I got a full head of hair. Like, bitch, stop playing with
Thought
me.
you was bald. Like,
Hey, y'all can chill, man. Y'all can relax, y'all.
oh, you right.
Y'all ain't
My
got to
bad.
stunt
My
like
bad.
that.
My bad. My
Y'all ain't got
bad.
to stunt like that, man.
Right. You're right.
Um, but welcome back to another episode of No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast discussing the inner workings of Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, and the world of Albuquerque, New Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
told by a black perspective. I guess we can throw that in there. We did the same thing with Good Earners.
Why not?
I introduced myself, Rich. We just talked about my good brother Mo. Also here with Spike Lou, the legend. Spike Lou, how you feeling?
Good, I'm great, man. I'm happy to be here with you brothers talking about Breaking Bad.
Yeah, man. We getting into episode 3 of season 1, which Spike's gonna have a synopsis for us in a second. But how y'all feeling as far as everything picking up? The one thing I realized is I don't know what mindset I was in or what I was going through during my first watch as to why I couldn't get into the show like that.
Oh yeah.
Because this is a really, really, really good episode. A really good episode.
Yes.
And I love when the pieces, the dots start to connect, and I remember certain things and that they meant something, but don't remember exactly how it played out. Obviously, I knew everything that Walter had to do as far as his decision making, and I remember the play had to do something with it and all this other stuff. So even going to that hotel for the first time, I figured that was later in the series, and here we are in episode 3. How did y'all feel watching it? I'll start with you, Mo, since you're like me and watching it for the first time.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this real quick. Shout out to Dead End. I want to make sure that I acknowledge those brothers and what the connection that they have and we have with them and them with us in regards to this show. So shout out to Dead End. Now watching Sopranos kind of changed the lens of watching this. See, the first time I watched it, I hadn't seen Sopranos. So
Okay.
that for me, that I know for you it might be a little different, but for me,
Yeah.
it kind of changed my idea of pacing because of how Sopranos did it in such a magnificent way. So I'm watching it now and I'm like, because really episode 2 and 3 is like a part 1, part 2 episode. But I like that they didn't, because even the way they named the episodes, you could tell that it's like supposed to make a whole sentence. So the pacing, I like that we lived in the moments, and that's back then it felt slow because I'm like, yo, what else is going on? But watching it now, I'm like, I'm so glad we're living in it because it builds anticipation, angst, anxiety, decision making. It it's excellent. So it doesn't seem slow to me this time around. And this episode is you'll get that feeling as we get to our rankings and everything when you get it from me. So I mean I'm super locked in.
Same. Spike, what about you? Just general thoughts as you were watching episode 3 and we start this journey.
Mm, it doesn't seem slow, but it does seem a lot more because it's a lot more surface than like it's my third or fourth time watching. I can't remember. So there are a lot of intricacies. I agree with you, Mo, in watching The Sopranos that you pick up on a lot of things in scenes, and we reading facial expressions and responses. But with Breaking Bad, we're looking at this, and it looks like a show, in my opinion. Now it's like, oh, we don't know if we're gonna be back next season or whatever it may be. So we're gonna try to get this shit done however we do it, and try to tell the best story that we could tell. And comparing these episodes to what you know is coming, like the villains and the everything, like every scene means something. It's kind of different. Like I don't, I ain't calling it slow. I don't think it's slow at all, but it's such a different show from here to where we get to when you in the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing that I picked up on.
Yeah, it's that is the biggest thing in my opinion because as I said, I don't remember everything, but I remember the big stuff. And knowing that we're not even scratching the
Pause.
surface of what this show turns. There, thank you. My goodness, thank you. We're not even at the Mo don't even
I've been
pause
trying
like
to
that, so
cut
you
back.
know
I've
it's
been trying to
flagrant.
cut back on my pauses. So that's why I let that right.
You can see I wasn't even thinking about it. So shout out to y'all. But as we get into, we're not even scratching the surface of what the show turns into, and that's what's mind blowing to me. I just remember it being a drag and having to force myself to get through these first 6 episodes. I know there's 7 in the first season, but the first 6 are the ones where I was like, all right, when's it happening? And now I appreciate them much more. And I probably will look at it the same way you did, Spike, once I get closer into it. But for right now, um, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, just I did and we'll keep moving, but I did see so now my YouTube is I'm trying to like balance it out because I got a lot of uh Soprano content on my YouTube, but now I'm getting a little bit more Breaking Bad stuff in there. And I want it to be that way because I want to kind of lock into this world. But man, I was literally watching something where it was like kind of like Tony and Phil's relationship, and it was so interesting because it kind of reminded me of Walt and Gus's relationship. You know, not quite the same, but very interesting. So I'm just trying to get into it. It still amazes me. Like this is such a different the angle, the type of person. Like yeah, it's just different, bro. It's just different going from civilian to like yeah, it's just different. So, but anyway, that was just my little
Yeah.
yeah.
And and then we'll get into the comments and emails and all that stuff. But it's also just TV nerd. A lot of gems for people who just like the nerdy and just appreciate the technical aspects. We'll talk about it in this opening scene, just the way they kind of shot that with a glass floor. We know it's wooden floors, but we looked at it from the upside down, or we were underneath the floor as they're cleaning it. Just the way they take shots like that, and how intricate they are. I think that's just TV nerd stuff. It's not going to wow you. It's not something you're going to remember. It's not going to be the first 20 things, first 25 things you think about with Breaking Bad. But this show is sprinkled with those, damn near in every
It's high up
episode.
there. It's high up there for me though. Like those camera angles, like that's a signature I feel like of this series.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
when they did stuff like that, that's unique
but you
to this
appreciate
show.
it. Yeah, you appreciate it more. It's not a standalone appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
but you do
True.
appreciate it, especially on the second rewatch. So the first rewatch, I don't even know if you notice it. On the
Right.
second one, even the duality of things and their episode titles, I appreciate when episode titles mean something. You know, you mentioned it greatly, Mo. It's like a part 1, part 2. Cats in the bad, bags in the river. So the whole premise is we have a problem. That problem's now taken care of. And these first 2 episodes, or excuse me, these last 2 episodes, all we're thinking about is how are they going to solve this problem that they got themselves into. So
Mm-hmm.
everything ties in directly. And even some of the quotes, which when we talk about quotes, we'll get into that. But I think all of it is fantastic. Before we get started in the episode, I do want to take some time to read some emails. Please remember, folks, to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you know anybody who hasn't seen Breaking Bad or is a big fan of Breaking Bad, please share this podcast with them and follow this journey with us. We release every Monday. And for
What's the
those of you
email
who
address?
did, Mo,
No more half measures pod at gmail.com.
Yeah, so y'all send us y'all thoughts, please, please, after every episode. We want more emails.
yes, please, please. And for those of you who joined us from Good Earners, we appreciate y'all greatly. Please also remember the Good Earners feed. We only put that first episode up just to make sure people knew we were back. Please make sure you subscribe to the No More Half Measures feed for all future episodes. It will not be posted on the Good Earners feed. We appreciate you. We're going to keep that feed around. You never know what's going to happen, how we might pop up. But as far as Breaking Bad content, please come over here and join us. With that being said, got a comment from Money Buckets in regards to the pilot episode. Money Buckets wrote, "This shit was hilarious," in all caps. Spike was going on Skylar, LMAO. She got all the smoke. Excited for the series. I just started Good Earners a few weeks ago, and I'm close to wrapping up season 3. Keep up the good work, fellas. We appreciate you, Money Buckets.
Appreciate that, man.
No doubt, man. You in for a treat with Good Earners. That was a lot of good work. A lot of good work.
You finna have some fun, buddy.
Yeah, I said it on the Childish Grown Up show. I say it here. That is some of the best work I was a part of, by far. Creating a show within a show, like so many pods can't do that. So I commend you, brothers, and I commend the chemistry and what we created there. So I'll always say that, like, that's some of the best work I've done in this space, and I've done some things that I'm really proud of. But Good Earners is just one of them ones. It's like,
Good Earners was
for real.
It's gonna be hard to top that. We'll see. We're gonna try our best, but it's gonna be hard to top that. That was in its own space. Next comment, GS Money Baby Double XL. Shout out to GS Money Baby. Been with us since the Good Earner days. Welcome back, fellas. Good to see y'all back. Looking forward to watching Breaking Bad series with y'all. I like that even in y'all first review, there's a lot of Breaking Bad versus Sopranos parallels, debates, and philosophical debates on Breaking Bad characters. Adds more to the reviews, just like the Good Earners podcast. And Skylar might be the worst wife in TV history. Veggie bacon and a hand job on my birthday. That's probably why Walter got cancer. Shaking my head. My goodness.
Damn.
Keep up the hard work. Looking forward to the next episode review. Appreciate you, GS Money, baby. Shit.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I got smoke with Skylar.
Hey, Marie getting up there though. Like I forgot about Marie. So
I think as a family, I want to meet their parents. I want to meet Skylar.
That is, I would have loved to have seen their parents.
Yeah, because that explained a lot. Y'all pissing me off.
Yeah, and you know what? It's good that they didn't, because we want to correlate a lot to Sopranos. We got to see who Carmela's parents were, and so it kind of like, okay, we kind of get why she's like that. But this not getting that explanation is like, whoa, for real.
Hey man, listen, we'll talk about it when we get there. But they both, I think it says a lot of. We'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it. Tay Santana, AVD. Shout out to Santana. They wrote, "What up, fellas? Really excited for this one. I haven't finished all of the series yet. I've gotten through most of it. So I'm glad I had some new deep dives to listen to after I watched the episodes on Sundays. We appreciate you including us in that list. Hopefully you enjoy. We tried to keep the spoilers to a limited since you haven't watched it, and we definitely don't get anywhere far down the line because, like Spike just said, the show's not even what it turns into, so there's really nothing for us to discuss and spoil at this point. But we're going to try our best not to for those who haven't finished the series completely, even though it premiered in 2008. But that's another story for another day. And lastly, Goody Jenkins wrote us, said, Waltz Jr. and Skylar are not coming on this podcast. LOL.
Neither would we have them.
I wouldn't have said that.
Speak for yourself.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I would have said that. But it's Spike Lee for you. He might be absent that episode.
Right. He might be out on business.
I remember when Charlamagne did the Gucci interview and Gucci wasn't fucking with Angela Yee or Envy. Charlamagne did that interview.
He was the only person there.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It wasn't even at the station. They did their own thing. It's gonna be us without Spike talking to Anna Gunn.
Shout out my nigga Gucci.
I fuck with Anna
Shout
Gunn
out
though.
my
I
nigga
do fuck with
Culture.
Anna Gunn. She's a great actor.
Incredible. Yeah, you got to be a great actor to pull off Skylar and make us feel this
Oh
way.
yeah.
Facts.
But with that being said, we're here to talk about episode 3 of season 1, which aired on February 10th, 2008. I'm going to toss it over to my dog Spike Lee for the synopsis and episode title. What you got for us today?
All right. This episode is The Bag May Be Down the River, season 1, episode 3.
And the bag
And
is
the
in
bag's
the river.
in the river.
And the bag is in the
Spike
river.
just made up his own
Thank
shit.
you.
It's all good.
I did.
Hey man,
I knew
you
it was
can
something like that.
Well, you better get your Floyd on, man. Come on, man.
Charlotte Gamain,
Shit, y'all got some
Angela
names on
Yee.
y'all.
Angela Yee.
Charlotte McGain.
All right. So Walt and Jesse start the episode on cleanup duty. Marie has suspicions about Walt Jr. after Skylar asks her for advice. Walt learns that Jesse has been talking to the hostage, so he interrupts his ice break. Marie pressures Hank to have a talk with Walt Jr., so he takes him to the Crystal Palace. Trust me, it's not as fun as it sounds at the Crystal Palace. And Walt finally gets the motivation he needs to do what he needs to do. This is season 1, episode 3.
Spike Lee, we appreciate that. Always looking forward to your synopsis. Let's get right into it. We talked about it briefly, but we have an opening to where we can see looks like red splatter, because that's what it is on the ground, and we see it being wiped up through a glass lens. We are, as the audience, looking at Jesse and Walter from not a bird's eye view, I guess, from a worm's eye view, of them looking and cleaning up the mess that they made with Emilio when the bathtub collapsed in the prior episode. As this is going on, one thing that I really like is that they're actually showing the disgust and the angst of. This goes to those details I talked about earlier. It's not just, hey, a body came through the floor. Let's show the actual angst, disgust of having to clean this up. You know what I mean? In real life, those messes can go away, and in our head, we can move on to the next scene. But somebody's got to take care of this. And we can't just call the cleaner to come in and take care of this body. So as they're putting in fractions of a skull, cleaning up the blood, squeezing out brain, Walter is having a flashback where we can configure, I think the research says, between 1985 and 1989. He's talking to his former lab assistant, and they're talking about all the components that make up the human body, which of course is a parallel to what we have going on. Everything that builds a human body while they're looking at a disintegrated human body. And Walter's just kind of thinking about, man, how did he get here? In this opening scene, any thoughts from either one of you fellas about this cleanup duty that Walter and Jesse are on?
I wanted to ask Spike, how do you feel about this flashback? We know Spike is synonymous of not liking Sopranos doing flashbacks on most shows. So how did you feel about this flashback?
There wasn't a lot of context for it. Of course, later on in the series, there will be. But I think this speaks to the great storytelling of Vince. And you see that and you're like, what's going on there? We're like, who is that Walter talking to? What are they talking about? And then even you mentioned, one of you two guys mentioned in the first episode, you had the Nobel Peace Prize thing there. So one of the great ways that Vince tells a story is like you slowly start to get these pieces to start to go together. And if you are a TV aficionado and you're noticing these things and you're like, oh, maybe this has to do with the Nobel Peace Prize thing. So I thought this one was a lot better than any Sopranos flashback.
I'm sorry, y'all. Luke Cage just came to my mind as I looked down at my screen at Mo. And now that shit just stuck in my head. My nigga look like Luke Cage.
I can't stand Luke Cage. That's the crazy.
All right, you can be him in I think his name Michael College or Michael something.
I'm Luke Cage.
No. I was gonna say you can be the character he played in Girls Trip. You can be the cheating husband. Either way, same dude. Yeah, instead of being Luke Cage, you can be that person.
I take Luke for 500, please.
Yeah, my bad. Spike, I listened to every word you said. There was a moment where I just looked down and I'm like, oh, this nigga look like Luke Cage. Anyway, hilarious. Great point that you make, Spike. Anything to add, Mo?
Yeah, I still think you're gassing. There's a flashback in Sopranos where it's around the Christmas episode when we see Jackie, Jackie Sr. This flashback ain't better than that one, at least, where you see Jackie Senior, Big Puss, and that's when he's like, "Hey, no more moving at H." And Jackie was like, "Hey, if you need anything from me, I told you come to me." And so I know you don't like a lot of flashback, but that was a good one because we didn't get a lot of Jackie Senior as the boss, stuff
How
like that.
soon? But that was later on though. That wasn't 3
Like
episodes,
season
wasn't it?
3, like season
Okay.
3.
That's one. Yeah.
But you said this
you're right. That
flashback.
was a good. That was a good one. But I think that this one was so like discreet and like what's going on. But again, I'm speaking from the experience of having seen the whole series more than once and knowing how pivotal that is in who Walt is.
Like the details, you're saying like the meticulous.
Well, just who he's talking to
Meticulousness
and what he's
of
doing, what they were building. Like if Walt had to continue down that path, he'd have a totally different life.
which we'll learn about.
Yeah.
And it does, as your first time watching this, it does make you wonder, similar to the pilot, how did you even get in this position? Like we
Facts.
see the Nobel Peace Prize. Now we're seeing flashbacks of you doing brilliant work, all the components of the human body. How did you get to cooking meth with this idiot Jesse? Like, how did your life even go in this direction? And it's like little fillers and teasers to kind of get us there. So I do appreciate that part for it. Any other comments before we move on to the next scene?
I didn't honestly. I don't, and I might be spiking this regard. I didn't care for it at all. I was just like, bro, who cares? Like, I don't care what's the. I get the metaphor when they get to the end. It's got to be more. There's more to the body. There's more to the human experience. I get that what they were alluding to. And obviously this was driving Walt even in this, which we'll see later in later seasons. But I just didn't care for it. It's like, y'all drop us in. You try to be. I'm not a big fan of you trying to be deep and not explain, and then we supposed to be like, oh, there's these. Nah, bro, no, sir.
Is that a
yeah?
Was that a general thing, or is that for Breaking Bad?
Oh, that's a general. That's a general thing.
In general, you don't really like that.
I didn't like it. Just like, oh, okay, it's this name. You. No, I was gonna use a rap line, but I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to use it. But I'll just say too. Also, Crazy 8 seeing the blood leak through the ceiling with acid. I don't know if Crazy 8 still hadn't. I wouldn't say he started to build his plan on how he needed to play it. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to acknowledge that Crazy 8 did see that blood and acid dripping through the ceiling.
Fair enough. All right, we move on. Yeah, crazy. Now that's some shit. Being in the basement and saying, "What the fuck they got going on down here?"
Mm-hmm.
All right, we move on to the white residence. Oh, that sounds crazy. We move on to the white residence where we have Skyler, Walt Jr., and Marie in the nursery getting it prepared for the little baby girl that'll be coming here soon. The hoes are calling. And of course, Walt Jr. is answering. Psych, it's Lewis. Has to take the call.
Walt Jr. and all.
Hey, he just got married. He just got married recently to the actual real life actor. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him. He got married in his big boy pants.
Motto. Too fried.
No comment. No comment.
Thank you.
Because I do have questions.
Thank you.
Damn, man. My bad, y'all. All right. Back in the nursery, we see Skyler, who is pregnant, on top of a ladder while Marie is going on and on about her shoes. She doesn't like them. However, she does have archy arches, and that's why she needs them. Walt Jr. takes a call in another room. Skyler, I thought, was a very intricate nugget. Hey, please don't say yo. We don't like that, or I don't like that. You don't even know what I did. Of course, I'm sure this is stemming from the Jesse Pinkman of it all and everything that she's been dealing with on that sense. And Marie makes the point of saying, "Hey, why doesn't Walt just do this?" And she's having a conversation about college years and smoking weed, and if it had any kind of effect. And of course, Marie takes this as Walt Jr. is getting high, even though Skyler is telling and insisting, "No, it's not that. I promise. I'm just working on a story." Fellas, for those of you who haven't watched the show, this might be the first indicator of Skyler and Marie and maybe what their childhood looked like growing up and what that household was like, because they were acting like the worst atrocity has been committed by Walter Jr. possibly being on drugs, even though Anne Marie not believing her sister when she says that's not the case. I want to ask you too, what are your overall thoughts on this scene and the relationship and just general temperature of both Skylar and Marie as we see that the relationship and their characters develop?
Marie is the epitome of why are you here?
Hmm.
Why are you sitting here complaining about your shoes, watching me, a pregnant woman, paint this nursery? You ain't offering any help. You're talking about your shoes. You got something to say about everything. I agree. I think someone said this in what you just read. Like Marie is worse than Skylar, and I think this is my first time noticing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Marie is one of those people. Well, in man world, not women world, but in man world, you know those people you can tell they never been like in a fight or been punched in the face. Like they carry themselves like, oh, you don't know the consequences of you being a complete dipshit. So you go out and you walk and you talk and you do these things like nobody will fuck you up out here. And that's how Marie carries herself. And I needed to see Marie get fucked up just off how she
Yes.
carried herself. Like
Yes.
she is like she a piece of work, bro. So
She might be the real Karen.
thing, yeah, she was
Nah,
the end. Or
100%.
it may need to change Karen to Marie. Like that.
Damn near.
That's how. That's how
Damn near.
invested and entrenched she is in this. And Walt Jr. might lead a little weed, man. He got to deal with all this shit that he
I'm
dealing
saying
with, bro.
he
Like,
earned it. Like let
fuck
the
with
man
Jr.,
have
bro.
that.
Yeah,
Let me ask you
it might
this.
help him with his condition.
Yeah, let
me
him
ask-
you know, man, come on, man.
Before you go, Mo, let me ask you real quick. Because Spike, you brought up a great point with Marie being worse than Skylar. It's hard to tell because we don't get as much screen time with Marie as we do with Skylar. So we don't get to see all the details. We talked about this in Good Earners and Sopranos when we talked about some characters where we didn't see their family life. So it's easy to look at them in a certain way compared to we get the ins and outs of Tony. Would this show have been watchable if we got more of Marie? Like, would she have been
didn't
so
need- nope,
insufferable?
I didn't need any more Marie.
Yeah, that's what
I was
thinking,
able
too.
to make all of the things that I needed to take as a viewer from the scenes that I had from her. Like I'm able to assume all of that from what I got. I don't need any more. It would have been unwatchable, like you said.
So is it safe to assume that Marie is the Rosalie of the series?
No,
Nah,
God,
Rosalie was
no.
too cool.
Rosalie a G.
I'm just talking about
Yeah.
position wise.
Marie,
I'm talking about
G.
position wise.
Oh, like the proximity to the main.
Yeah, like what
Woman
what
lead.
they
That's
service.
just because Skylar's so insufferable that she can't have no friends. Like she ain't as bad as Marie, but she can't have friends. Like this is why Skylar is, and again, y'all listening to this, y'all know we did Good Earnings, so we're gonna make a lot of Sopranos comparisons. This is why Skylar is worse than Carmela. Like at least Carmela was able to go out and have friends, even if it was based on Tony's status. Like Skylar don't even got friends.
Hey, bro,
Like not
listen.
one time throughout this series have we even seen a friend of hers.
That's
Bro.
the big difference. I'm glad you said that because it made me realize and remember. Even though Walter gets to a position of power, it's not real power. It's not like outwardly known power. There's no family. The people that he works with, he doesn't want to be hanging with them. They're not coming over for Sunday dinner like Sopranos. And Skylar can't use that to her advantage to gain those friends. So it is interesting in that fact where you do see her with her sister and with the close knit family. And I think a lot of people can probably relate to the Skylers more than Carmela's, that where they don't have the
Yeah.
famous husband or the popular person or they come from the big name family to where people are going to be attracted just off that. There are probably a lot of lonely people who can't have friends for their own reasons or not, and they can only talk to their sisters or their cousins or the women in the PTA group and all this other stuff. Even Walter doesn't really have
PTA
friends.
group.
Yeah. Walter doesn't even really have friends. You know what I mean? Like Hank is probably the closest version, and that's we married into this shit, bro. I'm just doing my brother-in-law duties.
If that's the way you want to put it,
True.
that ain't the way I want to put it. You were married into it.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to y'all.
shout out to shout out
No
to
Country for
No
Old-
Country for Old Men. Yeah, absolutely. Incredible scene.
I love that. Nah, that ain't the way I put it. You
Yeah.
married into it.
It's the way it is.
Yeah, that's
It's
the way it is. Yeah. Man, a fire movie. I'm so glad I watched that, y'all. Yeah, it's
Hold on.
I can't. Yeah,
Like recently?
yeah,
For the first time?
Oh, you just seen it?
yeah.
we'll talk about this
text
later.
you. I
Did you
text
tell
y'all.
us about it?
Yeah, I did. I text y'all.
You
We'll
like
talk
it?
about
You
it
love
later.
Oh,
Yeah, we okay. Well,
Absolutely.
I said this. That'll take over this
Absolutely.
whole
Yeah,
podcast.
That changed my whole
talk,
life.
I'd talk about No Country for Old Men for a whole episode, and we'll be
Yeah,
Did y'all review that yet?
Nah, we might us three might need to get together and do that. I've reviewed it in other places. I've done it on Frames Per Second, but I wouldn't mind doing it with you brothers.
Yeah, me, School, and my boy Brian did it like maybe in 2022, 2023.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to both of those. I gotta listen to both of those.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's definitely worth a revisit.
Spike, if you could do that too, that'd be great. But
okay, I'll find it.
This thing though, a few things. I can't lie. It made me look at Carmella so different because I was like, damn, we gave Carmella so much flack, as just on who she was. But I'm like, damn, they're like. Carmella was doing a lot, but in comparison, even though she got her cash at the bird feeder, I'm looking at like where Skylar is taking it, and then I'm looking at Marie, and I'm like, yo, on the real, like Carmella probably held it down for the home team for the longest before she finally decided, hey, mama got to have a life too. You know what I'm saying? Like now looking at this, I'm kind of looking at like Carmella a little different. Like not saying she's a saint like Johnny Soprano, but so when I'm seeing this and just seeing like how Marie is just so like Spike said, just useless, and you got on the Pam ran over shoes, and
I don't know what the fuck she got on.
Bro, them shoes is terrible. Like you got the Mary Kate and Ashley. You got them shoes.
Those are the I'm married already shoes because you're not picking up no shit,
bro. Those are
nobody's hollering at you with them on.
Those are the shoe carnival. You pulled the lever and they ran the wheel, and you won those for free. those are shoe carnival joints, and they threw in a free shoe cleaning. But yeah, it's just that Walt Jr. getting smart again with his mama, and that's gonna be a thing to think about too. Walt Jr. versus AJ Soprano. Because we know how we feel about that if y'all from Good Earners. But
that's a close race.
It is a close race. It is, but we'll see how
both equally useless.
That's true. But yeah, these two characters are just so annoying. Like Marie and Skylar for so many reasons. And this is gonna be a challenge, y'all. Y'all know y'all on here Breaking Bad, y'all getting a black perspective. It's like when Walt said, "Can you climb out of my ass?" Just this once. And she still didn't. You know what I mean? And now we're here, and it's like it's this most like you're bringing it to your sister who got a big mouth. You know your sister all this time.
And what kind of perspective were you looking for from Marie? Like that's what I don't like about Skylar. So much passive aggressiveness. Like I'm writing a short story and this character, like, bitch, don't nobody believe that shit, man. Like what are you talking about? Like you can't even fool Marie with this. So come out and say it and ask for help, or either keep that shit to yourself. That was a lot of the problem that Skylar has throughout this series. Yeah. So I can't really, I can go in on Marie because she was way overzealous in what she did with this, but also how Skylar even presented it. Like nobody's going to believe that shit. Get out of here.
I liken it to when you're a kid and you try to pull one on your parents. It's not until you're an adult you realize how obvious this looks. Like what I'm trying to do is when your parents say they've been around the block before, they know these tricks, they know. And as kids, you think you're smart because she looks stupid trying to explain this to Marie. And it's like, what? Short story, you want to ask about weed? Like, why would you come to me and ask me about that? Like, that doesn't even sound right. You alluding to something. I don't know what it is, but you alluding to it.
And you write short stories? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's a housewife, right?
Who?
Skylar.
What's Skylar?
For all we know, because she's pregnant right now, so we meet her and she's pregnant, yet. So we don't know. Yeah, we haven't gotten a reveal yet, so we'll keep it there. But for right now, she's at home writing her short stories and doing eBays and giving half-ass hand jobs, serving veggie bacon. But we get an ode to Pulp Fiction as Walter and Jesse are spraying themselves off from the debris of Emilio. There's no other way to say it. We also see a shot of Jesse in the bathroom. He goes underneath the sink and pulls out, which solves the great debate for Spike and myself from last week. He pulls out a bag of meth. It was not crack. It was meth. But Spike knew that. Yeah, Spike's proud of that. Spike is proud to know the difference between crack and meth. We're proud for him. Make sure you send him a message. And thank you for his contributions in the life, the authenticity.
Oh, you've been around, huh?
Well, we see Jesse really hitting that pipe. And we also see Walter changing out Crazy 8 shit bucket, pouring it into the toilet downstairs, spraying it out, and then obviously having a conversation where Crazy 8 tells him to turn around, look at me, and lets him know this is inhumane, man. You got me chained up around the neck. Like, either kill me or let me go. We ain't doing no more of this. I ain't shitting in buckets no more. I'm not eating these half-ass sandwiches. Do what you got to do. And Walter says, "I'm sorry."
Sorry.
The biggest thing
Hey, I
is
ain't
in
never,
this scene.
though I have been around, I ain't never seen a nigga take the scoop out of the meth bag with the pipe.
Bruh,
Usually they take the rocks out and put it in there. That's the first time I've ever seen a nigga take the scoop like it was ice cream though. I ain't never seen that.
what's that hotel they showed in this episode? That's where you be at, Spike. Where Spike grew up. They actually filmed this in Nashville, y'all. So the biggest thing in the scene though is as Walt's going up the steps, Crazy 8 says his name. To Walt's surprise, how'd you know that? And
Yeah.
Jesse told me. Did you threaten him? Did he beat out of him? Not even close. Like, not even close. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but the dude you're working with is an idiot. And he has a big mouth. Which obviously lets Walter know right away that I'm in the wrong business with the wrong person if this is going to be the case. Shouldn't come as a news flash, as Crazy had said. And then Walt's trying to negotiate. I should just let you go. Crazy 8 say, yeah, no harm, no foul. Let this go. Or you got to go ahead and kill me. And I don't think you got it in you. As we're looking at this scene, and as Jesse's up in the bathroom and Walt busts down the door, what are your overall thoughts between Walter's revelation that Jesse out here telling all my business, and I still haven't solved this issue of Crazy 8 and what I'm going to do with him?
This is Walt being a pretentious asshole, which he is throughout this series, in my opinion, because Crazy A supposed to be dead already. It don't matter what the fuck I told him if I'm Walt. Like, I mean, if I'm Jesse. None of this shit matters because we flipped the coin, as we'll get to the scene later on in this episode. We flipped the coin. I did what I was supposed to do, and you ain't did what you supposed to do. Now you down here having pillow talk with this nigga, and you found out that, oh, he found out some stuff about you because I told nigga who can, in the words of Young Thug, the infamous words of Young, whip de doo. So he know your name. Whip de doo. He's supposed to be dead, so none of this shit don't matter
Right.
anyway. Like, why are you telling me this, and why are you breaking down my bathroom door because you're so mad that he know this stuff about you? He's going to be dead or should be dead already. Don't come to me like I did nothing wrong, bro. So this is the beginning of the the manipulation that Walt has over Jesse and saying, "Oh, I'm smarter than you, and you did this dumb thing." When really it wasn't a dumb thing, because you should have been done what you were supposed to do.
Facts. Mo?
Yeah, there's an interesting thing that happens in television and movies where people make confessions to people that they know are going to die. So it lines up to everything that Spike is saying. Absolutely. Like, you're supposed to done it. And there's a later scene that ties into that I really want to speak to as far as a Jesse apologist, because I'm definitely going to be, I probably got a lot of Jesse apologetic statements coming in the future of it all. But like most people want to watch Breaking Bad, but absolutely. If I'm Crazy 8, you're playing this tough thing of let me go or kill me, but it's like you don't think you got it in you. But I don't know if I would have played it that way. But we'll get more into it in a later stretched out scene. But yeah, Crazy 8 just tell him everything. He says you have a son, he's retarded, or he's in a wheelchair.
Hey, I forgot about that part. He's retarded or he's in a wheelchair or something.
Bro, that's
hold on, man.
Neither are true. That's what made it
TV.
crazy. Neither one of them were true.
That's insane.
I laughed out loud, and before y'all get,
I did too.
not because
they
of
couldn't
any,
get that off today.
not even that, not even because of the disability or anything like that. That's not funny. What's funny is that the authenticity of it. Like, and when you look at it from the context of this person who had no business telling me all your business, told me all your business, and I'm trying to remember and piece all the things together. That's how it would be in real life. Like, he wasn't trying to insult his son. He was just going off what he said. Like, yeah, Jesse told me this, he told me that. You got a son who's retarded or in a wheelchair, something like that. And that's when Walt knows, like, oh shit, this nigga really done told his business. And it's a Jesse thing to say. Jesse would not know the technical term or the medical condition
MS.
for Walt Jr.
Yeah.
He would go ahead and say it the way he said it. And the fact that it wasn't for laughs, it wasn't for kicks, it wasn't like episode 1, the big boy pants. It was literally like, I'm recalling just to show you your friend, your partner has a huge mouth. Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Your partner has a huge mouth. It's crazy.
Oh.
But it does speak to like, again, if Jesse was a smarter person, he could have easily been like, bro, I don't even know why you're mad about this. This dude is supposed to be dead or is going to be dead. I don't even like, who he gonna repeat this shit to? Yeah, I told him, nigga. Like, I was like, and so what? So like the fact that Jesse couldn't articulate that goes a long way into the characters and like the dynamic they have within each other. And this is the first Walt and Jesse fight of many. That very mild.
Yeah.
The rest of them. Yeah.
Let's transition into that because they're in the bathroom. After hearing the news from Crazy 8, Walter goes upstairs to confront Jesse, breaks down the bathroom door to see that he is on the toilet seat, sparking up. And the fight was hilarious in its own right, just because neither one of them are fighters. You got them like kind of slapping around and kicking. Walter's obviously upset, takes the bag of meth, $40,000 worth, according to Jesse. Takes the bag of meth, throws it in the toilet. Jesse reaches in the toilet, grabs it, and drops it outside, where they run out and have another big argument, which I can understand, and kind of goes into the relationship of Walt and Jesse. We talked about it, I believe, in that last week's episode. Maybe. Yep. I can't remember if it was that or the pilot, but just them two starting to bicker and banter and how this is going to be a common thing between them. Jesse's trying to leave, and Walter's like, we got work to do. No, you got work to do. I did my part. You mean me cleaning up your mess didn't count as doing work? Obviously, Jesse's meaning the point of I killed the body or I got rid of the body. Sorry I didn't listen to your instructions. Sorry that it went through the floor and you had to help me out with that. But at the end of the day, the difficult part was done. My body's gone. Your dude is still downstairs talking. What's your contribution? Kiss my pink ass is what Jesse tells him. I didn't ask for any of this. How am I supposed to live here now? Which is a great point. How am I supposed to live here, bro? I got a dude chained up in the basement. My house smells like toe cheese and dry cleaning. All because we on day 2, maybe day 3 of you feeding this dude. He did the, obviously the German salute and everything like that. But most importantly, we flipped the coin, okay? You and me. We flipped the coin. The coin flip is sacred.
Yeah.
Which leaves Walt in the driveway thinking, and he lets Jesse go about his business. Mo, I'll start with you. What did you think about this scene and the argument between Jesse and Walter?
Again, like that's one of the things, I harken back to White Man Can't Jump. When Sidney Dean believed that Billy Hoyle got it off, like beating him off of luck. Like anybody can win the lottery. The sun shines on a dog's ass once a year. It's kind of the same thing here with Jesse, where it's like Jesse makes good points in these rarities, but Jesse's right. He's like, bro, I did my part, regardless of, okay, I didn't do it exactly how you said, but the body is disposed. So I did my part. And so it's like, bro, you're procrastinating by taking it out on me because I'm smoking meth and I'm doing me. But the reality of the situation is we flipped a coin and I took Emilio and I'm going to get rid of a dead body. And your job is to whack Crazy 8. That's the agreement. That's what we agreed on. You were cool with it. And that's what it was. I went to the store. I was looking for buckets. I did everything I was supposed to do in regards to setting up this plane. I moved the body out of the RV. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, I did my steps. Was it perfect? No, but I did. But, in the words of the late, great Kobe Bryant, job done. You know what I mean? Job done. Mm-hmm. So regardless of you had to assist me, now I think Walter could have had some pushback and say, okay, well, since I assisted you in the cleaning, you can assist me, and that's why.
Ain't no. Fuck that.
I think it's fair.
Nah,
I think it's fair.
that.
I'm not
I
saying
did what I was supposed to do.
Walt
You
still
can't.
had,
You.
he
And
didn't
that's
do
the
exactly,
thing.
but he didn't do exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, but I'm an idiot. Speaking for Jesse, I'm an idiot. So like you telling me you knew who I was when you approached me and asked me to do this with you. You seen me in class, you know that I was an underachiever. I'm an idiot. So you can't expect me to live up to your expectations, Walt, and hold that against me.
Nah, but bro, it's not so much he's an idiot, even though he is. It's I'm a drug dealer. I'm not a cleaner. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that a bitch?
I'm not a killer.
Ain't that a bitch?
You see what I'm saying? So it's like I
What you
get
mean,
what you're.
Rich?
Nah, his quote. I'm a drug dealer.
Oh, okay,
Either way,
gotcha.
keep going.
Yes, like I just feel like
inside thing, y'all.
yeah, that's funny. I just feel like that Jesse has the legs to stand on, and Walt is doing that thing that he does throughout their relationship and being the manipulator and saying, "Well, I'm smarter than you, so you should have listened to me." And Jesse had a good rebuttal. It's like, bro, like fuck all that listening to you shit. I did the job got done, didn't it? You know what I'm saying? And that's just my personality and not like fucking with authority and shit like that. But don't come to me
we
and telling
know.
me like you don't come to me and telling me I'm holier than thou and you should have did everything. Like, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Dude dead. I got rid of the body. We had to clean it up, whatever. But don't come to me and tell me, oh, you should have did it my way and we wouldn't be in this situation. Dude's still down there in the basement. Talk to me about that.
But if you said Spike, if you said you had a job to do and say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, that's what you're gonna do, and you do your job and half of it is finished, but the other half you can't do on your own because you didn't listen and you decided to do the Spike route and they led you to his position. Now nigga got to step in and help you.
It's on me because I did deals with an idiot. I knew from when I seen him jumping out of that woman window, I knew that this was an idiot. But I also knew that I wanted to use this idiot to start cooking meth and to get into the drug game. I got to deal with everything that come with that. And that's where Walt is a pretentious prick and not understanding that like you decided to deal with an idiot. That's on you, not the idiot.
That's fair. I guess that's a fair point because
I mean he is using Jesse's house, so it's like
I can't even tell you no, you got to clean up this mess by yourself because you're not going to do it right. Because to Spike's point, you're an idiot. So everything you do, I'm about to come through and make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed on every single thing that you do because I can't trust you. And as that whole fight started, you're a drug addict. This is $40,000, but it's worth nothing if you smoke it all. Like, bro, I'm all the way. Everything, I don't know. There's not one redeeming quality about you, Jesse, other than we're using your place and you know something about the business. And even what you know about the business isn't even useful because you quick to give up my name anyway. Like, if this didn't go south, if these dudes were still alive and that deal would have been done, they would have known everything about me. They would have known everything about my family. Probably just shy of my address. So, yeah, you an idiot, and then you got to know that going into it. If I get into business with someone that doesn't have good business acumen, then I can't be mad when some shit go through or some shit fall through. Should I say? I should have known that going in. You got to do a better job of vetting. But Walter was desperate, and desperate people will do anything, and that's why you can't really deal with desperation. So that's what it comes down to.
Facts.
We move on because the coin flip is sacred, y'all. Remember that. But we do move on to Marie in the shoe store. And I wanted to ask her before we even get into this, at what level did your blood boil with the young lady who was working on the phone, bullshitting, not helping? This reminds me of early retail days, but did either one of y'all triggered when y'all saw this? Because I'm at the point of life now where I'm going to say something. I'm not all the way to the let me talk to your manager phase of life, but I'm definitely at the phase where I'm not letting that shit slide, bro. I need some help. Get off the fucking phone.
What do you say? What do you say?
I need some help. Get off the fucking phone.
What I say? Excuse me. Are you supposed to help me when I'm looking for something? Oh yeah, that's okay. Can you can you help me then? I need your help at this moment. Can you do that? That would be me.
See, I get y'all and I'm with it. I'm not unsubscribing from that, but I just leave. Like, I don't want to deal with you.
It depends on what I'm looking for. It depends on what I'm looking for.
I agree with you. That's the right thing to do, but depending on the day.
Depending on what
I'm not about to hear you talking about some sorry, baby. People ain't you ain't your job. Stop playing with me.
Hey, I need these Yeezys. I need these Yeezy Crocs right now.
That's a wild order.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm not.
I ain't mad. I'm not mad at y'all saying that, but I just don't have it in me to do that.
I know, bro. You let people mess up your food order and you just eat it and go about your business.
Well, I'll never go there again. That's on their business now. Like now you have this idiot at customer service who was cooking my food. They fucked up my food order.
Do you leave
now
a
you
review?
Lost a customer for life. Nah, I'm not taking time out of my day.
Bro, let me tell you, there's no empowerment in what you're doing. Like, you think you're like, oh yeah, shit, you're not gonna get my dollar.
But that's the thing,
bro,
though. That's the thing, though. I'm not trying to be empowered. Like in my world, in my little silo, it's like, okay, I'm never eating there again. Like, and that's enough for me.
But they finesse you. You cool with that?
I don't look at like they finesse me. I look at it like,
but they did.
I look at it like Jesse and Walt. Oh, I dealt with an idiot.
Good.
Yeah, he did.
But they did finesse.
Like I look at it like I dealt with an idiot, and this idiot now this idiot has to deal with the consequences of
no country
losing
for
a
old
customer.
man. That's not. I'm not. That's the way it is. You're okay with it. That's can we be in agreement?
Maybe I could reevaluate it, but yeah, I ain't filling out no surveys or none of this shit like that. Fuck that. I feel like that's taking more of my precious time than need to.
That's true.
Hey man, fuck that. I'm going full Michael Douglas falling down in that motherfucker. Y'all ever seen Falling Down?
No, but Michael Douglas get busy.
You ain't never seen Falling Down? You never seen Falling Down?
No, I ain't seen that one. No.
I'm shocked. Maybe if I seen the like,
you would know the famous scene in there where he goes to order the breakfast and they like breakfast just ended 2 minutes ago. And he has a machine gun and he's just a regular dude that just fed up. He just had enough, man.
Hey, listen,
y'all gotta watch this movie.
Yeah,
y'all gotta watch this movie. Came out like early 90s.
Hey, listen,
because I'm a Michael Douglas fan.
I definitely had a fed up moment, like at Little Caesars, bro. Like I had an order
recently.
No, not recently. It's probably like a year or two ago.
Yeah. How did it go?
Well, it was just simply like I had my order. I ordered online. I pulled up, ready to get in. I already paid. I'm getting my stuff for my stuff. Oh, here's your stuff right here. I get in my car, open my bag, and they got a bunch of garlic sauces. But I ordered the jalapeno cheese. Bro, I didn't even notice. I get all the way back to the crib and didn't check. That's why
you went back. Don't tell me you went back.
Oh, I absolutely did. I got back. It was like, we don't have no. I said, give me my fucking money back then.
Oh my God.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so
nah, bro, don't play with me.
I can't. I'm not going to be the nigga that has an interaction with the fast food person, bro.
No, let me
not
explain.
Over no cornbread,
listen.
This happened to me this week, and I'll give you my story after you get through it. This happened to me this week.
Let me explain something. Me in my position, wife, 2 children.
Yeah.
My money is equated to the time that I worked. So when you finesse me out of my money, you actually took time out of my life that I can't get back because I worked to get that money.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take advantage of me, rather it's some queso, it's whatever it is, and I ordered this and you didn't do that, it's like, no, I can't get that back, so I'm not letting it ride. I don't do that every time. There's sometimes like, okay, like if you're missing a taco, I'm rolling back up. If I'm missing, hey, I asked for these sauce packs or whatever, y'all didn't do, or whatever. But when that happens, like, I'm coming back. No, give me back. Yeah. You can't give me my time back, but you can give me my money back. Give me my money back, and that's what it is.
So this week, this happened to me. I went to KFC. Nostalgia got me. They got the honey, but they brought the wedges and the spice. So I went up there. I was like, let me grab that, and I went up there and I ordered it, and I said I eat it for here. I'm gonna listen to the podcast and just chill for a minute and eat. And I'm waiting in the waiting room. 10 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by for a fast food order. And I'm like, hey, bro,
don't get me started.
Where my food at? I went up there and I asked them literally those were my literal. I was like, hey, where my food at? So the chick looks at my order. She's like, "Oh my God, we just gave it away to someone else." And I said, "What? Like what? Like y'all been looking me in my eye for the last 20 minutes, acting like like my order was cooking and I ain't got shit, and y'all didn't even say nothing."
What do you mean they gave it to
But
somebody else? Like, what does
bro,
that
they
mean?
gave. I don't know if these people were new, but I seen as I was sitting there for those 20 minutes, 3 people come in from the drive-through and be like, "I got the wrong order." Like, and it was an older black lady in there, and she was like, "They've been like she was just gas. She was adding fuel to the fire with no help at all." And I was like, "I don't even know why you talking to me, babe. I got my headphones in. I ain't trying to hear nothing you talking about, but I still ain't got my order, so I feel you." And when I went up there and I was like, "Well, where my food at? Like, look at the time that I ordered and look what time it is now. It's been 20 minutes. Like, y'all a fast food joint." That's what I told the chick.
Don't get me started.
And she was like, "Oh shit, we just gave your order to someone else in the drive-through." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Well, just," she was like, "Just tell me whatever you want and we'll just fix that for you and you can have that." And I was like,
I want
"Okay,
what I
well,
ordered.
right, exactly, Rich." So like, I don't even understand what type of question this is. But with her saying, and I was like, "So you know what? I ordered the tenders. Give me the wings, because the wings called like so. Give me 12 wings and give me the wedges and all that shit, and then we'll call it even." And she's like, "Okay, cool." And they brought the wings and the wedges out, but the lady was trying to get me to go off, the older black lady, because her order was messed up and she had been waiting in there as long as she came in like 5 minutes after me, had been waiting 20, 15 minutes after waiting in the drive-through because they messed up her order. She's like, "I wouldn't go for that, this, that." And I was like, "Bro, like, I'm not finna be in here
She
going
called you
off on
pussy,
fast
Spike.
food."
You already had your
She
mind
called you
made up
pussy.
on KFC.
I did. I
Yeah.
did. And
I got
that's
an
what I
important
want.
question.
Yes.
Were you eating there?
I ate there. Because I wanted to just chill and listen to my podcast and shit. Like,
You didn't want to wait, get
that's
home,
what
your
really
food get cool.
that's what
you
really
know.
pissed me off though, Rich. Because I was waiting there and I was like, "Bro, I've been sitting in the fucking waiting room 20 minutes. All of y'all motherfuckers back there seen me and nobody word, ain't nobody asked like why I ain't got my food yet. Like nobody
Let
that
me
they
tell
ain't
y'all
crossed
something.
nobody mind."
If
That's what really what
y'all
pissed me off.
if y'all are going to KFCs and Taco Bells and Wendy's and McDonald's and eating inside, if y'all are eating inside, saying a special prayer for y'all, man. Y'all some
What
different.
is
Y'all
that?
some
What
different.
does that mean,
Why?
You're
I
eating
prefer.
inside the fast food spot.
bro? Sometimes you don't want to go home and have to reheat your food.
Nah, you don't want
Yeah,
to have to go home. You don't want to go home and share it with your family. I get that.
I don't got no
I
family.
get that.
I'm good. I'm
I'm about
dolo,
to say,
dog. I don't
Spike,
got
that's
no
even
family.
more of a
I
reason.
want,
That's crazy.
That's even more of a reason, Spike, to where like, damn, bro, like I could maybe doing a lunch, even lunch
Spike
break.
really ain't got a reason now that when you put it
I'll
in
I'm
eat in
here.
my
good. I can
car.
sit here. I can
I'll
sit
eat in
here,
my
bro.
car before you catch me inside with a motherfucker mopping up by me and
Hey
shit. We're
man,
not doing none of that, bro. Like I'm not.
hey, that's real savage living, brother. Have a
Hey, that's
seat at the
hilarious,
have a
Rich.
seat at the table, brother.
That might be one of the most
Oh,
elitist things about me. Like I'm not eating inside a fast food restaurant unless it's like a road
that's
trip
funny as
on some
fuck.
shit like that. But I'll take
I'm
my shit to
doing
the
it. I
car.
don't give a fuck. I'll go in and eat
Taking your
inside
stuff
before
to
I
the
go to the
car with no
drive-through, bro.
table, ain't napkins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that's
the car.
crazy. That's
Have my
crazy.
yeah.
This
I'm
is
not doing
definitely
it. I'm
another
That's
not doing it.
difficult
crazier.
conversation.
That's crazier than eating inside.
Can you imagine,
It
motherfuckers?
absolutely
That's crazier than
is.
eating
That's what I'm
inside,
saying.
Rich.
Like,
No, it's
That is
not.
crazy.
No, it's not.
Bro,
no,
I want my
It's
it
shit
not.
like
is. It is, bro.
bring me my shit out here. Let me get refills and all that
This
shit.
man
Like
said,
I
I'm about to
don't
sit in
like
my
give me
driver's
like
seat with the
I'm
seatbelt
sitting
on.
here.
Nah, ain't nobody say about seatbelt on, man. I just be in the driver's seat.
I'm about to enjoy my food with my steering wheel in front of me.
Man,
Like,
that's
come on.
hilarious.
All right, man. We gotta get back to the season, man. Y'all
Man.
some funny dudes, man. Y'all some funny dudes. But y'all wild if y'all hit us up. Send us an email. Leave a comment. Do
Do
you
y'all eat
eat
inside fast
indoors
food
at the
restaurants?
fast
I
food
do.
restaurants?
I do.
I would love to know this if it's me or if it's them. I would love to know this. So please hit
I
us
think
up
you
and let
should.
us know. It might be, but I'm cool with that. In the shoe store, obviously, as Maria's trying to get this size and she's being ignored by the same person that was helping Spike at KFC, she is on the phone with Hank, and we see Hank is in the middle of the workday, pushing some people around, giving a few kicks on. He's got his police vest, and Marie can't hold the news that hey, I think Walt Jr. is out here smoking weed, smoking marijuana, as she says. All right, Hank's pretty much like, what the fuck that got to do with me? I think you should talk to him, scare him straight, the whole nine. Walt doesn't go for it, and he says, "You know what? I think that's something his dad should be doing. You know, there's something that he needs to be doing." Um, who told you this? Where'd you get it from? Well, Skylar inferred it. She inferred it, huh? So Walters already knows how his wife is. Hey, you
Hank.
want some bullshit? Hank, excuse me. Hank knows how his wife is. Also, do want to point out, whoever mentioned it, Marie's wearing purple in this scene. She's got some purple pumps, purple heels, and all that kind of good stuff. And Hank's at the point where, like, you know what? All right, after work, I'll swing by their place and I'll talk to Hank Jr. Um, Very interesting dynamic because we look at it and we talked about Marie and Skylar together and just how insufferable they can be. And Hank seems to have that same impression, but he's a little bit more accepting of it. Even ends the conversation with, "Hey, where's my sugar?" Wants to kiss at the end, and we see Marie smiling because she knows I got this dude wrapping around my finger. He'll do whatever I need him to because that's
Why?
just how our dynamics go. And that's the question I want to ask y'all. Why? What do you think about their relationship? And the fact that Hank, from everything that we've known about him and learned about him, would even be, I don't want to say putting up with it, but be adhering to her guidelines. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, Hank can get a badder bitch than this. I'm sorry. Like I'm like Marie, not the one that's gonna have me saying,
No,
"Let's blow
she,
kisses"
bro. She
at the end of the
well,
phone call.
She get busy though. I think this is
I think
our
so.
no more half measures theory. She get busy when it's time to get down because she's about like remember how
She ain't Carmela. She ain't Carmela in the
she not
bedroom.
Carmela because think about it. She was like remember when she was talking to her sister like you smoke weed. She downplayed like how getting down and dirty with the I don't really recall, I don't really remember. And then we see her here like she got a whole husband that like he could afford the heels, but yet she's still. So my theory is that she knows some stuff when it's time to get down. Like
That's a
that's
good
Marie, but her
theory.
sister would never know. Like she that's what's keeping Hank like that's why he
We gotta
picking up in
test
the
that.
midst of an investigation, bro. He's picking up the phone in the middle of arresting people because she got
That
that
is
get
real.
down. Like for sure.
That's a good theory.
I
We gotta test that
guarantee it.
throughout
That
this
type
series.
of like her type of vibe, bro, is secretly she get down. Like I
I
Keep it
don't
on that.
totally. I ain't bought in yet, but I see the vision. I see where you going with it. I could see
about to
that
put
with
them-
Marie.
She
because
about to put them
Skylar is
heels
just
on with that white coat.
Bro,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I'm
about to be
saying,
over
'cause-
when Hank get home.
because I'm
Yeah,
saying, like,
yeah.
because
I
Skylar's
feel
just
where y'all going
young.
with it.
She don't gotta have no extra. You know what I mean? She don't have no extra. She's 38, he 50. But when it comes to them, they're probably closer in proximity. I don't know if she's the older or younger sister. I didn't gather that. Maybe we'll get more as we go
Skylar is
through.
younger than Marie.
Okay, so
I'm not
Marie's a little
mistaken.
older, and I think Hank. So I think they're close in proximity. But I do think that, like I said, she got that. She know what's going on.
And for someone like Hank to be messing with her, that gotta be like some.
Oh yeah.
There gotta be like some smoke to the fire in what you're saying. I ain't never thought about it that way. You might be right.
That's the
Marie
way
might
I've
have that
always
good-
looked at it. Low
Marie
key.
might have that good.
Yeah,
She
that's
might have a
that's
wop
what
on
make her
her.
tolerable for real.
Okay.
Nah, that's
okay.
real.
That's a good one right there.
Like you said, I'm in the middle. You see, everybody's not even fully apprehended yet, and I'm picking up your phone call. And not only picking it up on some, I gotta hit you back. Like, hold on, give me a second. I'm still gonna take this call.
Yeah,
That's wild.
That's the WAP call right there.
Yeah,
that is the WAP call.
exactly. And then
Damn,
also there's a
okay,
key point too that
that's a
said,
good point.
"Oh yeah, I'm telling you, bro, just keep a watch." And then also there's a thing that she was like, "Well, I think his father should do that." And she said, and this is just a subtle thing. She said, "Well, he respects you."
He respects you. He don't respect his dad.
So
I wrote that down
she didn't
too.
Say she didn't say that he didn't respect her dad. She just said, "Well, he
But
respects you."
she insinuated
Giving-
it.
Yeah. So absolutely.
Yeah, what did y'all
Good
think
point.
about that? Just in general,
That was bullshit.
do you feel like she was overstepping, like
Yeah, she out of
overstepping
her
her
place.
bounds? Yeah, that's
out of her
me too.
place saying that, and that's Marie's character that we'll come to find out. Like for her to say that, and no Walt didn't hear it, no Skylar didn't hear it, no Walt Jr. didn't hear it, but still, it's an inclination that they have as far as Hank and Marie in their household that they don't respect Walt. And in turn, we don't think that Walt Jr. respects Walt. And in turn, we don't think that Skylar respects Walt. So we treat Walt like this person who no one respects. And then we get to see how Walt reacts to not being respected in this whole Breaking Bad saga. Very good writing, very good storytelling from Vince and the writers from this. it shows you just the little things for us to understand why Walt does the thing that he does. Because it's a very hard concept to understand. When this show was even pitched to me by my friends before I was watching it, like, oh, a meth teacher, excuse me, a
Chemistry teacher.
chemistry teacher is selling meth. It's like, oh, bro, like that ain't really nothing. But you get scenes like this and comments like that from Marie, and it's like, oh, Walt is feeling all. Walt knows this. She ain't got to say this to Walt for them to act that way towards him, and for him to act out in the sense of we see him doing it. It's because no one respects him. So
Yeah, and
great line. That's a great line right there.
and going to your point about, and really it's Marie. I don't respect you, so I'm gonna assume everybody else doesn't. That's really what it is.
Facts.
But all of these little small instances and moments of like that, that's what build up, and that's why the I'm the one who knocks. You know, for those who have seen the series, you know exactly what we're talking about. That's why those scenes matter because all of that is just one buildup of all y'all don't have me fucked up this entire series. Like my entire life. Since I've known you, your sister, y'all don't have me fucked up. And the interpretation of who you think I am is all twisted. So let me get this straight for you. And that doesn't
Facts.
that speech doesn't have the same impact if we don't get these type of moments, which might be throwaways in some people's lives, but when you look at them again, it's like, oh, like you just skipped past. You didn't even talk to Walt about this. You didn't even know if Skyler planned on talking to Walt about this. You don't even know if he's actually really taking smoking weed. You
Facts.
just see a problem, you feel like you need to intrude, and you want to get Hank to step in. And then that takes us right to our next scene, excuse me. We're at Crossroads Motel, Spike's hangout, where he got all of his education. He said he's been around the block before. But you don't learn the things that Spike knows unless you hang out in places
Hey
like
man, you
this.
got to be outside, bro. I'm just
And we
saying.
see, yeah, man. He was Spike used to be the lookout, y'all.
No wonder his favorite show to
Yellow,
watch.
yellow,
I don't
yellow
even know
5-0.
what I don't even know what that role entitles. So.
Yeah, yellow 5-0.
He met the
Go
real
to the
life
store.
Bubbles.
Hey, go to the store. Keep the change. Bring me back. Bring me back some swishes. We see Walt. We see Hank pull up in the Jeep with Walt Jr. And I love this scene mainly because Walt Jr. is genuinely confused. Like, just imagine
This
being Walt Jr.
This is one of the best performances of this series by Walt Jr. He's like, bro, what
Honestly,
the fuck
it really is because, like, my nigga, you told me we was going to Cold Stone. Like, what the fuck is we doing? And everybody's under the assumption, once again, everybody's under the assumption that you in here smoking weed. And Walt, like, bro, ain't nobody said that. They don't discuss it, but you can see the look on his face. Like, why are we at this random ass raggedy hotel on some? Yeah, you see this? We want to see how the other side looks. You like this? You like it? No, not really. Would you want to live here? No. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? No. What are we doing?
like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Oh
Sure about
my
that? Yeah, I'm
God.
pretty sure. I thought we were going to Cold Stone. Like, what you got me here for? Who lives here? And then we obviously see one of the, he gives a speech about gateway drugs. Everybody who lives here started out smoking weed, ends up seeing a streetwalker who, fun fact, when they were filming this scene, a real man pulled over thinking she was a real woman of the night and tried to solicit her, not knowing that was an actor and that they were shooting a show.
Damn.
So crazy how
That
life
sounds like
works.
some wire shit.
Yeah. And she
Definitely
really
sound like some
she,
wild
she
shit.
killed her role. That's she killed that. That's what that means.
Yeah, we see that Hank is obviously familiar in this area. They recognize his car. As soon as he pulls up, people start going inside. They know who the cops, but obviously doesn't probably do bust there. He probably just, has showed his face and lets the law be known. Um, Trying to scare Walt Julian, as we mentioned, and we see this streetwalker go back upstairs to where we see Jesse hiding in the dark, asking if he asked about him. Nah, they just wanted some weed. You tell him anything, and of course Jesse gets his rocks off in more ways than one because he does the listen, get it how you live. I'm not here to judge you and who y'all want to sleep with and the whole nine, but ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way.
I'm judging. I'm sorry.
Ain't no way. And she sits on top of Jesse as Jesse's still hiding out, waiting for Walter to finish his job. What did you all think about this scene overall with Hank trying to do a scare straight impression, as well as Jesse in Crossroads getting a little action?
when I think about Hank and how much he cares for the kid, this kid, I think he really wants to make America great again.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I think Hank really wants to make America great again.
Oh my god.
But this is foul. Like Jesse's wild and sliding, bro. Sliding this slong in her with no condom or nothing with this meth head, him being a meth head too. I was back and forth about my feelings because I'm like, well, he is a meth head too, so maybe this is just cool. I guess you're getting it off, but I don't know. And obviously, I Christopher Moltisanti connection, but I don't know. I just was like, bro, this is disgusting. That's the way I felt when I was like, bro, it wasn't no like he looking for me. All right, yeah, sit on. Like, bro, what are we on? Like, you out here in
but Jesse a disgusting dude.
I know.
Even worse than Chris.
Even
worse than Chris. Like we see, look at where he at though. Look who he dealing with. Jesse a disgusting person.
Nah, that's nasty.
Yeah, he is worse than Chris. You're right.
Yeah, like Chris at least has man. Like Chris wouldn't do no shit.
He had
Adriana,
like you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Like, bro, like
I mean, Jesse
did
pulled
you see
one.
her teeth?
Okay,
I mean,
but she still wasn't
like,
Adriana. But she still wasn't Adriana.
Nah, she definitely wasn't Adriana.
Ain't no way you fucking a bitch with teeth that look like
that's
this,
what
bro.
I couldn't get past. I'm like,
but it's Jesse though.
Jesse. I'm about to say you are if you Jesse.
Okay.
Jesse low end of the totem pole.
Low hanging fruit.
Very low end. Like he ain't even like Jackie Jr. Like he lower than that.
He ain't
like
even
Jesse,
Jackie Jr.
He ain't even my man them that like what's my man them that beat dude up in like what's my man them that beat dude up when in the stock place.
You talking about
my Davey?
Bevilacqua.
You talking about
Matthew
Andrew
Bevilacqua.
and
oh yeah.
Yeah, them
Matthew
dudes. Like Jesse ain't even that. Like Jesse, like we got to get this established. Jesse is disgusting. To even be there and be hanging out with her, that's crazy. And he everything that Walt think he is, it's that's nasty.
That's what makes it amazing. It's hard because we have the foresight of what's to come and how he really get in his bag to some degree. As far as like, oh, you think I'm dumb? You think I'm ignorant?
Yes,
watch. That's what makes it amazing about the Jesse arc. You know what I mean? That's the tricky part. Trying not to spoil anything, but that's the tricky part. I was like knowing Jesse's arc and where he gets in his bag was like, oh yeah, I'm some dumb kid that didn't graduate,
yes,
that just
you are
having sex with meth women. I'm on meth.
No makings of a varsity athlete. None whatsoever. No, not one making of a varsity.
I don't know
athlete.
How else to put it.
He ain't got no varsity athlete moments.
Not freshman team. None of that.
Yeah, we laughing at you when you come in the gym, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. This is who Jesse is, and
I expect him to be at the Crystal Palace, fucking meth heads. That's Jesse.
He's paying for it. He paid for that. That's what's wild.
That's insane.
Oh, he paid for that?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah,
I thought he was dealing to
or at least smoke meth.
In whatever way, that's still paying for it.
Yeah, like he may not have gave her cash, but he smoked with her.
Yeah, there's an exchange of goods for service. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's just kind of what it is. So, it's just that idea. We're just getting started. And we talked about that earlier. Let's go back to Jesse's actual house. The reason why he's not home is because Walter still has business to take care of, per his coin flip, as Jesse mentioned earlier. And Walter is making a list. And as we mentioned with Sopranos and Good Earners, the in at the end concept is one big major theme that we talked about. I think the major thing here is going to be the Breaking Bad concept as a whole. We've already talked about it in our first 2 episodes, where Spike believes that Walter's been a scumbag and he's been this person the entire time. Well, myself, and I think some moments where Mo believes that there's still some morality and some human elements in Walt. And I think about scenes like this when I look at him making a list, which is kind of wild, a list of kill or don't kill. But Walt is really struggling with this decision because he doesn't know what to do. Let him live or kill him. And of course, he has a bunch of reasons on to let him live. One of them is won't be able to live with yourself. Murder is wrong. Once again, in episode 3, we're still finding out who Walter is. It's funny knowing who Walter turns into, or Spike is telling it, who he's always been. As you look at this list and then think about some of the things that he ends up doing. But also on the kill him list is he will come back and haunt your whole family, murder them, the whole nine. So as he's going through this, we talked about it earlier about how some things just don't sound believable. His phone call to Skylar as he's sitting there late dealing with this dilemma. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it. You know, I really need to stand up for myself, like you say, learn how to say no. And Skylar's already a step ahead of him. Like, bruh, if you're gonna call your if you're gonna call your wife this late and not be on your routine and your schedule, you better make sure everything's taken care of because you know the type of wife that you have, and you know that Skylar's gonna be looking around all of Albuquerque for you. So she been called that car wash and found out that you quit 2 weeks ago. And Walter told him, Skylar told him, wherever you at, just stay there. Don't even come home. Figure out what you need to figure out, and we'll go from there. What did y'all think about this phone call between Skylar and Walter, as well as the idea of his morality? And is he still a good human being? Or once again, has he always been who he was and just needed this as an excuse to take it there to the next level?
I genuinely feel different from Spike. Like, I mean, there's the element in all of us that could, you know, go all the way down that dirty route. But I think, and this is a crazy hot take, but watching this show, it kind of changed my whole perspective of low key. Like, Walter might be the best person, you know what I mean, out of this because everybody else is just already engulfed in bad. It is insane, but he's insane. Making a list on kill or don't kill. You know what I mean?
He literally got all of this started.
Yeah, he got it started.
So how can he be the best person in this?
Everybody else was already like Skylar's already like controlling, getting the hand jobs, already cheated. There's a theory out there about Walt Jr. She's already stabbed Hank is racist. He wants to make America great again. Jesse's, you know, he's a meth head. I think he's the one person that he was last to the party. So yeah, he got it all started, but he's already 50 years of being a regular person, bro. So as much as we want to be like, oh, he got it all started, and there's a ton of victims, and there's a whole like YouTube channel talking about all the victims of Walt. You know, that's like 237. Like, you know, so don't get me wrong, like he's a terrible person too.
It was a whole plane full of people.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Definitely. You know, that was crazy. They no build up.
Next season, ain't it? That's season 2, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mistaken.
But like him still had he still had a sense of humanity, and as much as you don't want to believe it, like how he dealt with Crazy 8 is what confirms that for me. And it's interesting too with this show is like we're dropped in a world where like everybody, which is a twist because Sopranos were dropped in a world where everybody's bad as well, but it feels different here. It's more civilian gang versus Sopranos. Like, okay, it's mob, but it's like the reverse, like kind of breaking good over there, you know? So that's what I kind of noticed here in the show is like Sopranos, I feel like Tony's trying to figure out how to break good. He's already bad versus this is like Breaking Bad where, you know, you're good and you turn into this. Now, again, we've watched the series before and we have an idea of like, oh, this was always in Walt. He always had this about him, but I don't know. That's just not the lens that I see it from. But I'm not going to argue if somebody say, oh, he always had it in him because that's just the human condition. So with the call with Skylar, I mean, she was on it, but she's right. I mean, he ain't sharing information. Like he ain't tell her he had cancer. He ain't tell her like why he was smoking weed. He ain't tell her that he quit the job. These are just the things that you got to go through. These are the mundane things you got to go through being in your role as a husband. So she does have a point here. As much as I don't like Skylar, she got a point.
I just don't.
Go ahead.
Just real quick before I throw it to you, Spike. I was just gonna say, I just don't think somebody who was all the way broken bad writes a list like that. I don't even think it's something they think about. So
that's what I'm saying.
What are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Because I think it's completely the opposite. I think someone who has broken bad writes the list like that. And you're trying to figure out because I'm having these evil thoughts of what I have to do or what needs to be done or what I agreed to do to this dude. Like I'm already gone. I've jumped the shark. Like I am that person that I don't want to be. I am Heisenberg right now, and even calling Skylar and try to combine all of it and trying to lie to her and be like, I'm working late at the like, bro, like who your wife is, bro. We 3 episodes in. You've been dealing with this shit for however many years. You should know this. She has called the car wash. Like she knows that you lying to her. And for you to try to keep this up, for you to be like, oh yeah, I'm working late. Like, bro, that don't even sound right. Who watches cars at night? You sound
Right.
dumb.
Remember, he said he was doing inventory. He tried to clean it up.
But you sound dumb though, especially when you got like us as men. We all know, like what type of woman that you're dealing with. You know what you can get off and what you can't get off. That's one of our superpowers as men. Like what you can say and what you can't say to your woman as far as her believing that. And for him to think that he can get away with this is already arrogant in the sense of, oh, I'm just gonna skate by because I'm this normal, go by the Frey white guy that no one would suspect. So I ain't expecting my wife who knows me in and out to suspect something. So I love this conversation with him and Skylar when she like, bro, wherever you at, stay where you at. Cause I already done called the car wash. I know you on bullshit. I don't know what you got going on specifically yet, but you got some bullshit going on. Like he already has broken bad at this point, even in the sense of making the list to Rich point. Like if I'm making a list on, oh, I should kill somebody, oh, I shouldn't kill somebody, like bro, I'm already gone because I'm considering killing this nigga.
No.
But he has
I'm considering.
He's in a position.
No, I'm considering not killing him, even because the conversation. See, I think you're narrative building because the conversation already been had with Jesse said, bro, we flipped the coin. That's sacred. We know how I gotta go. He's trying to figure out how I cannot kill him, not how I can kill him. So you're saying he already broke bad. Now he ain't broke bad.
But he's already considering killing him.
But he
ain't considering.
High school teacher. This is a dude with a family in the suburbs. Like
you're gonna skip all the stuff from episode 1 and 2. Ain't considering. This is what
do you mean when you say that?
They already came to an understanding in episode 2. Like this is what has to happen. Somebody got to get him up out of here, and somebody got to take the dead body. So it ain't no considering. Right. We made an agreement. You got to whack him. So it's not a considering. That's not Breaking Bad. He's still in the civilian thing. I'm trying to figure out how I can get my way out of this.
I think
and then even
I disagree with you two on that. I think he's all the way out of civilian bag right now.
No, you got to take your future context out of it. You're trying to like build this consistency of who Walt became and saying, oh, this is who he always was versus, oh, there's a transition that happens, and that's the human experience. And that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. And then you're saying with Skylar, like this is the first time that Walt is bullshitting right now. And this is probably his first time doing this with her. Like, that's why she's doing all this. Like, you acting weird, you smoking weed. Let me call up who this person is. Because Walt probably has always been on her structure. Like, she's the young girl. She know where he at all the time, which is makes room for her to do the things she do when we find out in the future context. So this is why it's like fully like he ain't a good liar. He ain't, because he always has followed the book until he turned 50. Now he's trying to change. So I don't. It's your perspective, it's your opinion, but I don't think that like it sounds good to say, oh, the Heisenberg part of Walt existed already, but the fact that he's trying to find a way not to do it, to me, speaks to he's already broke bag just yet.
Mm-hmm. I think he broke. Go ahead.
I was just real quick. I think that what Mo just said was the perfect way because we all look at this. He's in a situation where it's a no-brainer. You have to kill this guy, right? Whether you wanted to or not, whether you intended to or not, you're in a position where you have to get rid of him. You have to. The fact that he didn't just go there and he's trying to find another way and would have let him go if it wasn't for a big revelation that he has later in the episode. I think that says a lot about Walter because when the answer is as clear as day, when 1 + 1 is 2, and we all know it's 2. And you know what you have to do. Jesse told him, everybody's been, well, not everybody, but it's been alluding to it this whole episode, and he's still trying to find a way not to do it. I think that's, if you compare that to who we get in seasons 3, think about the end of Half Measures. Think about the end of Half Measures, right? The very last scene in that episode, Walter didn't hesitate. This is what needs to be done. Like this is who we are. Like this is who I am now. Like I've chosen this side. Or you know what? To your point, Spike, maybe you're right, and maybe he just hasn't chosen that side yet.
That's what I think it is. I'm not disagreeing with you two. I'm not saying that you guys are wrong. I'm not saying that I don't see your perspective, but I do think that that person is in there right now.
Oh, he's in there. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
It
Gotcha.
exists. This ain't out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm,
this
I'm-
did like it's I don't like it's that thing that we probably all deal with as humans is like I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to react to this, but there's a certain way that I want to react that I know is really out of character for me, but it's satisfying. And that's what he dealing with right now. He dealing with, and we'll talk about it in the other scene, which I feel like he did something that was extremely satisfying for him, especially in the situation that he's in. He's like, that's there. It's already there. It ain't that didn't develop itself in season 3 or 4 or later on in the series. It's there right now. We can see it with him breaking down the door, with Jesse trying to smoke meth. We can see it in different places with him, and it's already there. So
Well,
that's the argument that I make.
this is the perfect segue into what's going on next. So after he gets off the phone with Skylar, we hear Crazy Eight telling him that he's hungry. So Walt decides to make a sandwich, and we see him being considerate, cutting the crust off the sandwich. Which, for those, I think I said it last episode, but after Crazy Eight reveals that he doesn't like crust, or once Walt sees him taking off the crust, there's not a sandwich that Walt makes in this entire series where the crust is left on. Just a little nugget for y'all to, or Easter egg for y'all to pick up on. But he makes this sandwich, and I'll say it once. I've said it before. Jesse's refrigerator is disgusting. But as he's making the sandwich, he delivers it, and he's coughing on his way downstairs and ends up passing out. Sandwich, chips, and plate all go on the ground. We get a little bit of a break when we see maybe 10 to 15 minutes has passed per Crazy Eight, and we know that Walter's been out. Crazy Eight even mentions, I didn't even know if you were going to come back. Never seen anybody fall out just from coughing, and Walter reveals that he has lung cancer. Goes back upstairs to make another sandwich, and he takes the remains of the plate, throws them in the trash, and then notices some beer in the fridge. So, amongst men, I would say, I'm sure women have their own version of it, whether it be happy hour, whatever the case is. But usually amongst men, you bring over the case of beer to your boy's house, and that means, man, we're gonna do some good old fashioned bonding, some good old fashioned talking. Just catching up on life. We're gonna put these beers back and see what's going on, and that's what Walt's intent is. As we see Walt downstairs in the basement, he gives a beer to Crazy Eight with the sandwich, and he sits right there next to him or semi close to him, and starts having a conversation with him, getting to know him and who he is. And Crazy Eight even tells him smartly, "Listen, you getting to know me ain't gonna help you kill me." Once again, kind of testing this gangster, like you either gonna do it or not. And Walt he admits, I'm looking for a reason not to. I'm looking for a reason not to, which once again, inexperience or naivete, however you want to word that. They seem to bond as Walt asks stories to Crazy Eight about not his furniture, but his childhood. Tells him his dad owns a local furniture store, and Walt remembers it, and even says he might have bought his crib there for his son 16 years ago. And Crazy Eight makes the comparison and say, "Hey, I might have been the one to run you out." Right, so everything's becoming more personal. Walter even says, "Small world." They have a laugh about the old school commercials on the late night television. And Walt also admits that he hasn't told anybody else, not even his family, about the cancer diagnosis. And then Crazy Eight puts it together. Oh, so that's why you're doing what you're doing. That's why you selling meth. You're trying to leave some money for your family. I understand. I'll offer you a check right now. You know what I mean? If that's the case, we can get you taken care of. And told him that you ain't even cut out for this drug stuff, man. That's not you. Going back to the conversation we just had. And Walt decides that he is going to let Crazy Eight live. He's going to get the key, let him go. Crazy Eight convinces him that, hey, I know you probably would think everybody in my position is going to tell you there's no repercussions or no retaliation, but I promise you there won't, man. We just live and let live and call it a day. Walt goes to get the keys. So, with all of this is going on, we have Walt bonding, looking for a reason. It seems like he's found his reason not to kill Crazy Eight. What did y'all think about this interaction as a whole and his approach from the morality sense and the business sense of making this decision about Crazy Eight. Because remember, as viewers, we've been struggling with this since episode 2, knowing this job has to be done, but it's still not getting done. What did y'all think? And did y'all think that Walter was going to let him go in all actuality?
I'll throw it to Mo.
For me, I remember watching this. Crazy Eight is one of the most interesting characters that probably don't get enough love for what his part is played in the series. Because, and I'm so glad that they brought him back in Better Call Saul. When they brought him back in Better Call Saul, it made all the difference in the world, in the sense that, okay, that's dope. You know, we get a little bit more flesh out, and we find out that, you know, we get a little bit of alluding here that he's a snitch, and we find out, like, through Better Call Saul, that, spoiler alert if you ain't watched it, but so in this scene, I remember Crazy Eight did, when he realized what it took to get Walter on his side to let him go, he leaned all the way into Civilian Gang in Real Life UPC. You know, and I really like that he did it, because he did such a great job. I remember watching for the first time, and I was like, I didn't want him to die. He caught me. He got me. Like, because I'm not thinking about street culture, drug culture. I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, okay, dude might really let you go. Because, I mean, again, I don't know nothing about this life. I'm Civilian Gang too. So I remember he convinced me too. And he was playing like, yeah, man, I'll ring you up. Yeah, those cheesy commercials, man, that you get the warranty and all of that stuff. And, you know, he's like, man, I'll let you go. I can't make no guarantees, but this and that. You know, but then when Walter goes back and gets the, you know, pulls the plate, I mean, when I watched it, this was amazing. It was just amazing, because he pieced it together. He didn't need all the little small fragments. He just needed the general fragments. Then he, just to be sure, went back to the trash can after piecing the plate together. Let me just make sure I ain't tripping. He goes deep in the trash, start moving trash, go to the bottom of the barrel of the trash can to make sure I ain't tripping. And when he realized it, that's when he's like, no, because he realizes, like, okay, no matter how many beers we had, I didn't cry in front of him, which is definitely a no-no in the street, but he don't know yet, you know. And he realizes dude has to have a piece. As sad as it was for him, that was the motivation he needed. He needed a reality check to say, hey, this guy will still try to kill me. He took a piece of the plate, and there's 15 to 20 minutes I can't account for because I passed out. Similar to the last episode when he was passed out in the bathroom. So I think this was a nugget to show us Walter, when he feels threatened, that's what drives him to do the necessary thing, even if it's about killing somebody. This is a Walter trait, I believe. Like, he couldn't have done it talking to this guy, but when he felt his life was threatened or his situation, this drives Walter, and that's going to become a recurring theme throughout the series. So, but man, Crazy Eight, I love how he played it. This is excellent to me.
Yeah, and I wanted to also mention something real quick. The same way we talked about Marie and Purple. If you ever see a character who's wearing yellow, it's going to signify ambivalent morality. So pretty much, in other words, those people you look at and you can have mixed feelings about, right? The same way we're having conversations about Walt, where you can see their side, you can see the other side. Yellow is going to indicate that. You see both Crazy Eight and Walter are wearing yellow in this scene. Just kind of identify that both of these characters have things that you can look at from both sides. Just like Mo, you just brilliantly pointed out, hey, I thought Crazy Eight was going to go. And Crazy Eight, listen, you can tell that what he was saying was true. Him having a degree, he was just good with people. He knew exactly what to say to Walt, because he recognized, as being someone in this life, that you're not a part of this. So I'm going to tap into everything that makes you human so I can get free up out of here. That's the reason why. Real quick before I throw it to Spike, Mo, first time watching this, did you think that he was going to let Crazy Eight go?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, got you. All right, Spike Lou, what do you think about this scene? We're not at the point where Walter has his revelation, but just the conversation, him getting to know Crazy Eight, him telling him about his cancer, everything else, up to the point where he says, "I'm going to go upstairs and get the key." What did you think about this scene?
Great writing by the staff. This was a great lead in by the show, in the sense of Walt isn't really this dude, this monster who in which wanted to sell meth, recruited Jesse, had these dead bodies and did these things. Like he ain't that dude. He can talk to Crazy Ape. They can come to an understanding. I can now let him go, and it's not a woe is me moment in the sense of we've came to an understanding as men. One of the best things about this sequence is it lays the groundwork for us understanding how smart that Walt is. It ain't too many people on the face of this earth that would have put those table pieces, or excuse me, to put those plate pieces together and been like, oh, wait, damn, no, something missing. Like that would have totally went over my head. And that's the difference between a Soprano show when you're dealing with gangsters and this show where you're dealing with, as you said, Mo, a civilian and someone who's smart and really tapped into, oh, this is the thing that's going on. Like he would have just been dead if this was the Sopranos or The Wire or any other of those shows. But the fact that Walt was considering letting him go, but had to go through the smart process of I'm throwing this plate away, and it seems like there's a piece missing. That shit was brilliant.
Bruh.
It was one of the best parts of one of like
Yeah.
rewatching this and seeing him like put that together and knowing that that is Walt's superpower. Like all of the like we talked about Tony when we did Good Earners, like there's a superpower that these characters have that are anti-heroes that we have to just submit to as viewers. Like we have to submit to Tony being smarter than the rest of the gangsters. We have to submit to Walt being able to do the things that he did in the furtherance of this series, and this being the seed that planted it. Like no one would have peeped this out. No one would have peeped out that a piece of this plate is missing just from me throwing it in the trash. Most people would have went down there, let him go, got stabbed. This series would
Yep.
have been over.
Facts.
It was great writing, a great setup, and when we seen this happen, you're like, oh, this is who Walt is. And we see him come down and the door opens and you get a shadowy figure of Walt walking down the stairs, pissed off because, oh, you thought you were smarter than me. That's the most offensive thing to Walt.
Oh,
Similar to
you're
Tony.
right. You're
Similar to
absolutely
Tony.
right.
Like
You're absolutely
not
right.
only like I ain't even really mad that we talked and you was bullshitting me through the beers or whatever it may be, but you thought you were smarter than me. Ah, no, now I'm pissed off. Now I can kill you.
There's a future scene. I don't think the smarter
No
than
spoilers.
than
You can't
him,
even.
the smarter than him thing. I don't think fueled the kill, but I the
That's what I think
audacity.
fueled it. I think that fueled it. Like you think you're smarter than me. You think that you were going to be able to talk to me. I was going to be able to let you go, and then you were going to stab me, take me away from my family, knock me off my mission of what I'm trying to do with cooking meth, and get out of here. That's what offended me enough so what now I can kill you. He didn't
I don't
have
think it.
any
My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rich.
that there was nothing in him that was like I can kill you until he felt like the dude outsmarted him by putting the plate together.
I push back just a tad. I get what you're saying. I don't think that fueled him. I think that gave him what he needed internally to move forward with it if needed. I think what fueled him was life or death.
Threaten.
Just like most people in that situation, it was a life or death at that point. I think he knew that I have to do this, but he still was waiting on Domingo, also known as Crazy Eight, to make that first move. And to go back to what you said, Spike, and this ties into as we get that flashback scene at the end of the episode. This is all just chemistry. You know, there is no soul. It's all just chemistry. The fact that they used his science background, his chemistry background in every decision that he makes. The reason he's cooking meth in the first place is because he's a good chemist. He's smart at what he does. Nobel Prize. He's really underachieving in life, as we know.
Right.
But remember, for those who don't know much about science, or I wasn't a big science guy, but I do know one thing is theories can never be proven true. They can only be proven false. So, in other words, the science's job is to poke holes through things. Their job is to look at something and figure out how can this not be true. So they don't look at it from I'm looking for the answer. I'm looking for all the ways to dispute my answer. So when we talk about who Walt is and how brilliant he is, that's his natural training and the way his brain naturally works. To see those plates in the trash can and immediately say, hold on, this is a sharp item. It broke. Is there a possibility that part of this could be missing? Or I can eyeball it and see this doesn't look like a full plate here. Let me just double check. Because it's not just noticing it, it's the extra care of double checking. You know, cut twice, measure once, or measure twice, cut once, excuse me. That same thing. And like I said, that all has to do with the scientist's work. So it makes sense. It's not some cheesy, oh, the writer's room is trying to make Walt this superhuman. No, that's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
Like he notices things like that. That is his superpower to what Spike was saying. So I can appreciate them using that. And even that point where you open that door and you see that silhouette. It looks like Jason. It looks like Jason or Michael Myers at the top of the stairs.
It's like a horror movie. Like
Yeah.
you're noticing, like damn, like he come down steps like Heisenberg.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that we ain't at full Heisenberg yet, but
Definitely
Walter
not.
comes down the steps with the key, and you see things are going different, and you can see the smirk on Crazy Eight's face, like I got him. This dummy don't even know. As soon as this neck thing is off me, bruh, it's over for him. I'm leaving him where I find him.
Damn, bro.
And-
Like that's the tricky part of it is Crazy 8 was playing it all the way right, and that's one of those things where he would have got out of this if he wouldn't have kept the plate piece.
But he had to keep the plate piece to
No,
kill
I
him.
know,
when
I
he got out
understand.
of it.
Well, because
it
he's
was- that
thinking
was
like
the only
there's,
thing.
but
well,
even
let me
then,
ask y'all.
when Walt went up to say, "Hey, I'm going to get the key," I would have tossed the plate piece. I'd be like, "Hey, listen, bro, you can pat me down."
I gotta kill this nigga. Like you had me locked up
Wait,
here.
but
feed me
I can't kill
bologna
him till he
sandwiches.
get me out.
But here's the thing.
How?
Before y'all even go forward, I just want to pose this out there. Yes, you have to get this lock off of me, and I can't reach around and unlock myself, so I get that. You do need Walt for that. But if I'm Crazy 8, there's no way I'm looking at Walt and saying, I can't just drop you with my two. Like, I can man up with you. You already at the point where you can let me go. Even if you don't throw the plate piece, I'm not even reaching in my pocket to go for it. I don't need it, bro. It's me and you. If it's me and you, Walt, like straight up, I'm going to take my odds. I like him. I can hit you with a one hitter, and that's it.
I think that's the street mentality of Crazy 8 versus Walt, and that's why this show is so good and it's written so well. Like Crazy 8, someone like him is going to take every advantage that they can take. So if I can get a piece of this plate and convince you from a talking standpoint to let me go, and then when you let me go, I'm gonna stab you with this plate. Like I'm gonna ride on that. I don't expect you to be some super smart human being to where you're gonna put the fucking puzzle together when you get upstairs and know that I got a part of this plate piece. I'm expecting you to be a normal human being and just throwing all the pieces of the plate together and throwing it in the trash. And that goes to the brilliance of the writing of this show and Better Call Saul, because it leaks into that as well. Like there's a brilliance in the writing of this as to where they like Walt don't got no superhuman strength. Like he ain't like Tony Soprano and like I can beat niggas up. I'm bigger than niggas and I'm overpowering or whatever it may be. His brain is the thing that powers this series.
Yeah.
And this is the first instance that we get to see of his brain being like everyone else in the world. 99% of people would have just thrown those plate pieces away. He notices that there's a piece missing just from throwing them away, and that's what powers this series.
Yeah.
And it goes to the magnet thing. It goes to the well, no spoilers, but a lot of the other things in this series as to where Walt thinks differently from everybody else.
Fair point. Fair point, man. As we get downstairs to the basement, Walt has the key. Crazy 8 thinks it's up. I'm about to be home free, about to get rid of Walter and then move on. I'll take care of Jesse later. And even as Walt's convincing himself, I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, he just saw his cousin's remains dripping through the basement, bro. He's not letting you go. So you got to understand that. And he even asked him, are you angry? You're just going to let me go. That's very understanding of you. And as they're small talking, there's a moment where Crazy 8 can feel that Walter's stalling. He looks back and says, unlock me, Walter. He says, when I do, are you going to stab me with that piece of broken plate? And of course, Crazy 8 starts stabbing. Walter begins to choke him with the contraption around his neck. At one point puts his leg up on the pole to try to get a little bit more leverage, which Crazy 8 does successfully stab a couple times. But great acting and great expression acting of this entire
Facts.
scene, the physical acting of it, where I really believe that that actor passed based off of this
Yes.
because he really, the facial, everything. And we see Walter finally, with the tears down his eyes, finally go ahead and take care of his part of this dilemma, which was getting rid of Crazy 8, which takes us into the next day. Jesse comes home. We see the sprinklers are going, the birds are chirping in Jesse's neighborhood. Everything looks good on the outside. Jesse comes back home from the Crossroad Hotel, goes to the RV, notices that it's emptied out, goes to the basement, notices there is no Crazy 8, but there is the neck brace or the neck lock that was wrapped around him. And Jesse is also wearing yellow in this scene. Nothing really there to say from my perspective. Did you have anything to say about Jesse coming back home?
No.
Just it speaks the difference. This is where these two are on kind of equal footing, and it speaks to Walter's going to be the leader because Jesse didn't follow directions fully, and now Walt had to assist in cleaning up his job. When he pulled up, Walt's job was all the way clean. There was nothing in the RV, and the basement was completely empty. That speaks to I'm the alpha in this situation.
I love that.
And that's why he will always have that one up on Jesse. Even though Jesse had a little bit more understanding of the streets, just on some general level, Walt always had the upper hand. And from that point, he kind of
I'm the OG.
I'm the OG. Like, even though I come from a different background, I'm the OG. And so that's what I took from it. I was like, okay, Walter will always have this over Jesse in the sense that you did your job and I did my job. But my job, I actually did on my own. Your job, I assisted you in. Which is what I was alluding to earlier.
That was a great point. Listen, this is how it's supposed to be done versus how you do it. I love that. We also see Walt called off of school, substitute teacher. Those used to be the days when that teacher used to roll that TV in.
Boy.
Yeah, all right, we got an easy day. Maybe if that's the first class of the day, I can catch up on my homework that I didn't do from my other classes. Whatever the case may be. But nothing really to say in that scene either. They're watching a video about carbon. And then we get to the site or the scene of episode 1, the pilot. If y'all remember, that the lime green car that Crazy 8 was driving is still at the scene with the door still open. You see Hank and the rest of the DEA, the sheriffs are out there investigating the crime scene. Looks like a cook site. Looks like the fire was accidental. So they're picking up everything pretty much how it happened. Walter's partner, I forget his name, Diego, he checked the car for any kind of trap compartments. Couldn't find anything. Walter's going around, or excuse me, Hank is going around.
Gomez. That's his partner.
Thank you. Yeah, man, I don't know.
That's
Is that
racist.
racist?
That's racist.
Is that racist?
That's racist.
It might have been.
I knew as soon as I said if he don't say the right name, it's racist. Yeah. I knew when you said it, bro. I said Diego Sanchez Garcia. If you say anything, it's not his name.
Juan.
It's Gomez though. Is it me or the writers? Who's racist?
Good point.
Either way, Gomez. It's racist that Gomez couldn't find the trap and Hank could. But Hank finds the trap compartment, finds the sample that Jesse brought over to Crazy 8's in the first episode, and looks and says, "You know what? This looks like meth, except for it's too clean." So that's the first little nugget, and obviously you would imagine that they're going to find out who that car is registered to, and if they're around. And they also found the gas mask that we saw at the end of episode 2 that the kids were playing with outside. Any comments about that scene, the DEA just investigating that original crime scene? Anything y'all want to add to that?
One thing I'll say, I literally, before we recorded, I watched a video on a page that I subscribed, and it was like 7 times Hank could have caught Walter, and this is one of the times.
Y'all ever play Battleship?
Yeah, I played it back in the day. Like I played like a couple times.
Yeah, this is like being right there. Like literally one. If I go to this next place, I'm gonna hit the shit. But you keep getting everything around it, but that. Go
But
ahead,
that,
Mo.
and that's exact. So the dude was talking about like it was like 7 times Hank really could have caught Walter. I was gonna send it to y'all. I didn't know if y'all was interested. I didn't want to, I don't know where y'all at with it, but it was something I seen. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. But yeah, so this is one of those times. But because when they do end up getting the DNA, it's registered. Or when they get the information, it's registered to the school that Walt teaches at, but they ain't necessarily got DNA. So, but that's down the line. But yeah, nothing. I mean, it's funny you say that. Like as far as like racist, like oh he figures it out, but we do get a vibe that like Hank is the real deal when it comes to what he does. He's really in his
Hank love
bag.
that shit.
He love the game, love the hustle. Like that's Hank was it Schrader? Hank Schrader. He's really in his bag. So yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. We see Walt over a highway, kind of like on a state route, sitting over top of a highway, just kind of contemplating, thinking about things. And he has a flashback moment where we see Gretchen. And I didn't really say it, or we didn't say it earlier in the episode. We talked about it in the first flashback, but Gretchen is a very, very key character when it comes to Walter and his past that we'll learn more about as this series goes along. Um, but as they're speaking of what compiles or makes up the human body, they're at 99 point something percent. Walter says it feels like something's missing. Gretchen mentions the soul, and he kind of makes a chuckle, says, "Soul, this is just chemistry," which once again just goes into his character. It's similar, no different than the what was he teaching in class? Chiral, chirality was it in the last episode? Yeah, just that duality of things, and you can look at things one way and another. That's the same thing with his character. There's no soul, there's just chemistry. Everything that I'm doing is based off of my skill set, and as time goes on, I'm going to lose my soul throughout this, and then that goes into Walter coming home to a crying Skylar in the bedroom, and Walter admitting that hey, there is something I have to tell you, and that's how the episode ends. Any comment or conversation about the flashback scene with Gretchen or him telling Skylar that he has to talk to her about something? Mo, I mean, Spike. Either one.
I found it interesting that it ended there as far as him and Skylar saying I need to talk, and then no spoilers where that conversation goes to. Like it was very presumptuous of Skylar to get to where we got to on her. We need to talk, and him thinking that she didn't know anything. She ain't that smart. Like, yeah, she may be a Karen and she may dive into his personal business and what he's doing, but to get to where she got to off we need to talk, I find it very interesting. I can't wait to talk about it the next episode as to where they got to.
Mo?
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. We talked about why didn't he say what he said before when she pulled up on Jesse about the weed last episode, but that could lean into Spike's point of that certain pieces of the Heisenberg was in Walter already because now he plays the card. You know what I mean? Okay, now I'm going to give you the reveal. So it kind of leads into that. So, but yeah, he's sitting on the highway, kind of reminiscing or whatever. So it's good. I just got a different perspective on it. Like Walter, I'm not looking at him as a good guy or anything like that. I just think that when we look at it in comparison to Tony, it's just two different realms of Breaking Bad versus Breaking Good, and that's the way I look at it. And when I'm be brief. When Spike was saying it earlier, as far as like it was in him, I'm looking at it like when Tony had the experience, and this is literally season 6 of Sopranos, and he says, "I get it." There was this
I get it.
There was this understanding of who he was, and he had made peace with who he was. This Melfi dropped him. He whacked his nephew. You know what I mean? And so I can't jump to that conclusion already with Walter that he's already at the I get it point of his arc. So that's why I had so much pushback earlier in the episode. But that's all I got.
Interesting. All right. Well, that wraps up episode 3 and the bags in the river. But obviously, we can't let y'all go without some rankings, so we'll get right into it. First and foremost, what was your favorite moment of the episode? Which whoever wants to start first, your favorite moment of the episode, scene, moment, whatever the case may be.
Favorite moment of the episode is for me when Walter and Crazy Eight, just that whole interaction as far as sitting down, having a beer, talking with him, and Crazy Eight building this chemistry with Walter, because Walter goes from rolling the beer to him to handing a beer to him. So Crazy Eight, the way, like, he's just one of the most intriguing characters. Like, before we Better Call Saul, I'm glad they did what they did. But if we didn't get that, I've always still been like intrigued by this character because he made so much of. He's like this looming figure over the show. So that whole conversation, the Crazy Eight gets like even more loose with it, even more civilian. He really drives. It's like, yeah, you probably would have seen a commercial. Oh, and he's gassing it. He's almost trying to manipulate and take Walter out of the fact that, hey, I'm in the drug business, and make you think like, hey, I'm a civilian. I just got caught with the wrong people. Emilio, like the way he plays it, like he's smiling more. He's doing these things as if he don't got a bike lock across his neck, and to the point, Walter, like, I'm gonna go get the key. So I love that. For me, that's the scene. For me, that's the scene of the episode by far.
For me, it's Walt putting the plate together. You don't get that from many anti-heroes in the sense of smarts. We know how Tony was smart in the sense of the gangster world, and Vic Mackey, you put me on Rich as far as Shield, like his smarts in the police world, but seeing that in the everyday pedestrian world and someone who is scientifically smart and brilliant in the sense of what he does and putting a puzzle together and even noticing that a piece is missing, that was the best part of the episode for me when he noticed that a piece of the plate was missing.
I like that. I'm with both of y'all. It's really a mix between from the time Walt makes the list of keeping him alive versus not, all the way until the deed is done. That whole segment, just dealing with the morality of it, where Walt is mentally. Remember, as a first time viewer, thinking of, is he really gonna do this? Like, is this really about to happen? Is Walt? Because we don't know Walt to be. That's the one thing about this. If you're watching it the first time, if you haven't seen where Walt goes, I can still remember how easy it was to look at. This is just a chemistry teacher in over his head.
Yep.
And it's funny to look at things like this later on, but for where we are now, 3 episodes in, just that, oh wow, he had to take a life. We saw the tear come down out of his glasses when he was doing it. Like, just that, oh man, this was either him or me, and it can't be me, it can't be my family. So everything about that, including the plate being put together, just that brilliance, right? That's what makes the episode pop. Just that moment, because you need that one thing to say. And if it wasn't for the beers, if it wasn't for him trying to have this human moment with him and sharing a beer, he would have never put that together, because there wouldn't have been a reason for him to open up the trash can again. So all of the things, all the pieces matter, as the Wire says. Every little detail counts. So me throwing this beer can away led to me looking at that plate again and realizing a piece is missing, putting on the play out, because as Spike mentioned, most people aren't even thinking about that. I'm pulling it out the trash can, Jesse's trash can at that, so you know it's filthy. And I'm gonna put it back together
Don't
and
get
see
filthy.
what's what, and put here. Don't get filthy. So I thought that was the best part of the episode as well. Runner up would be Walt Jr. I just thought that was brilliant. Just when you in a situation where everybody make an assumption about you and you really genuinely lost and confused, like, what the fuck is, bruh, where the ice cream at, bruh? Why we fucking sitting in a fucking whorehouse, a
As
motel with all that shit? That
I
shit
mean,
crazy.
as one of a great writer would say, what did I miss? Continue.
All right.
Move
Anyway,
on, Rich.
who was the one who knocked? This is for the MVP of the episode. Who that knocked? All
No.
right. I'll say Spike Lee, you can answer too.
The one who knocked for me this episode is Marie, man. Marie sparked a lot of controversy as far as getting Hank involved, thinking Walt Jr. smoked weed, not listening to Skylar. She is the one who knocked in the sense of like, bro, you just being the most disruptive. So I got Marie.
No.
I you know, again, we try not to choose Walter similar to Tony Soprano, as you know, it's like LeBron. You could be MVP every year, so I'll go Hank. You know what I mean? Hank was getting it off this episode. You know what I mean? And he was just in control of everything. Like, you know, stepping in like I'm stepdad, low key, and presenting this, and it's like, hey, I can lock this prostitute up if I want to. I'm in the middle of in a bust, and I'm on the phone with my wife, and I can and let y'all know, like, don't play with me. I can still get y'all out of here with one hand. So I'm gonna go Hank.
I'm gonna throw it to Crazy Eight's dad. Crazy Eight's dad, man.
What?
Crazy is that?
Yeah, Crazy Eight's dad, man.
Like
Crazy Eight's dad.
off camera. Okay, so why is
Off
that?
camera.
Interesting.
Because that man could sell you a glass of water and get you to buy the guaranteed warranty on the ice. Nah, seriously, and all joking aside though, I don't want to go Walter. That would be the obvious choice for me. There's a lot of stuff that goes into what I said about my favorite moment of the episode, but I think that if that plate wasn't missing, that dad story would have gotten Crazy Eight out the hook.
Facts.
The humanity of it, knowing that there's a connection. Oh, not only are you mentioning this, I've seen your dad. I've met with him before. He's actually not a nice guy.
That's a good point.
But all of these things, I think that has a lot to do with if everything had played perfectly, that right there would have gotten Crazy Eight released from everything that was going on. So just trying to be outside of the box and not pick Walter, who's an obvious choice. I'm gonna go with Crazy Eight's dad, who we don't even see, but we hear a story about. And it really eases Walter and makes his decision. Remember, there's a moment where he says, sell me. And damn it, Crazy Eight sold him.
Yeah.
So
He sold me too, because I felt bad.
not an answer I feel good about, but definitely one.
That's a good pick.
All right. Oh, I guess it's on me. Who took the biggest L this episode, or as we call it, who took the half measure?
Crazy Eight.
Really?
You thought that bullshit, slick shit was gonna get you through because you were more familiar with the streets and you can convince this lame square dude who ain't supposed to be cooking milk. And I got this little piece of a plate and I'm gonna stab you when I get through. You thought that shit would work, but you ended up dead.
Too smart for his own good.
I got Marie.
Interesting.
Stealing shoes, and your husband is an officer. All right, bro, come on.
She got a condition though.
I don't remember the condition. Like,
we'll get into
It's
it
gonna
later.
come out.
It
It's gonna come out.
comes out.
Well, even then, like her just playing this holier than thou character, like she trying to play like she's cleaner than Skylar. Like she tried to, I don't remember what we did. I don't know. She's playing this whole thing. It's like you're taking the biggest L because you're stealing shoes when you have a husband that's working. I don't know what she does for a living. I didn't gather that. I don't remember.
She's a doctor. Like she's like a doctor or
A
something
nurse,
of that
or
nature.
like
She's in the
the
medical
RN.
field.
Yeah, she like RN.
Okay, that's even worse. You took the biggest L. You stole shoes and you're a nurse.
But she has a condition, which we don't know about yet.
We ain't got into
It's
that
deeper
yet,
than her
so.
just taking the shoes, but we'll talk about it.
Hey, somebody put it in the chat, please, because I need to remember. Because
We'll tell you. We can tell you what it is. Like there's like that. It's
something
out there.
Something
She a
could
It's not a spoiler. Like
She's
she's a kleptomaniac.
What does that mean? What's a kleptomaniac?
Somebody who
Like,
has an
so-
addiction to stealing.
That even if they can afford it, even
Or-
if
yeah.
like they
Oh,
just
so
they
it's
just
a
get
thrill.
it's a thrill for her to steal shit.
You still
Yeah,
take
it doesn't have to do with
money.
money. It's the fact that we
You're
don't
still-
it comes out.
You still a lame duck.
Yeah, and it is a mental health disorder. It's like it's
Yeah,
registered
it's
as
like,
mental health.
yeah,
Even if you don't need them, like you don't even need them, they don't have any value.
they
It could
just do it
be
off
it
the
could be a
wham.
candy
Yeah, like
bar.
just like
We
facts.
see her doing shoes, but it could be her at the gas station, and I see a Snickers. I'm a nurse. I can easily pay for it, but there's a thrill and a rush out of taking this and
Me
just walking
stealing
out.
shit.
Nah,
Facts.
the biggest L might be Hank now because you married a woman that breaks the law. No, you just stand up trying to make America great again, head ass.
Oh
Nah.
shit,
Anyway, it's
that's hilarious.
Rich.
Yeah. For me, I was caught in between both of your answers. I'm gonna go with Crazy Eight mainly because Marie, it is in line with who I expect Marie to be. And when you see her paired up with Skylar, that's who both of them are.
Hmm.
Both of them have the same reaction. It's no surprise to me that Marie would tell Hank and try to get Hank involved. It's bullshit, and I think there's a lot of conversation to be had around it. Even the whole, he respects you piece, but that's not enough to give her a half measure. That's just her being Marie or Karen, whatever you want to call her.
Fair.
I
That's fair.
think it's Crazy Eight, just because Crazy Eight tried to outsmart himself or outsmart outsmart Walt, and because of that, that ended up costing him his life. Literally, this whole series would have been over had he not had that plate and kept it real and just kept it, G. Obviously, he had to do what he
Facts.
had to do because as soon as I get out of here. But even as I said it earlier, bro, we can shoot the fair one. Like if it's me and you, Walt, 50-year-old Walt with lung cancer,
I don't even
and
need the plate piece.
I'm gonna
and
choke
young
you
crazy.
out.
That's my whole point. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I'll put my hands on you and it's over.
I'm gonna choke you
So
out.
he has the biggest reason to do with his own demise. Now, you shouldn't even be in this situation for real, bro. So yeah, Crazy Eight took the half measure. That's what I'm going with. All right. We talked about the one who knocked. We talked about the half measure. Now we got to get to the episode ranking itself. So remember, glass means it's a street batch. That's the lowest form that we can go with. We'll call it chili powder. The Jesse batch, which is right in the middle. And then we have blue magic, which is going to be the highest of all the highs, the best that you can get. What do y'all rate this episode? Is it glass, chili powder, or blue magic?
Blue Magic.
Mm.
We got, when you get such a strong level of resolution, and especially in this series, it pushes that over to me. Like they spent so much time with Walter and Crazy Eight. Like back then, I didn't appreciate it. Now I appreciate it because they're building this anticipation. They're building this anxiety of he got to make a decision. And in this earlier in the episode, him and Jesse get in an argument. Jesse tell him like, "Bro, we flipped a coin. Like that's sacred." And so, like knowing that at some point Walter has to make this decision, and and most of us are civilian gang, so when we see this, we're riding with Walter. What is he going to do? 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 And the way they slow build it. So, and then when he finally gets to the point, he really gets a cheat code because the fact that he has the bike lock on his neck, literally all you got to do is pull that joint, and there's not a deep association with it. Later in the series, there's going to be some Walter decisions that are made that end in the same result that are not necessarily so easy. But in this moment, it's like, hey, he had to do it. And so, man, that just building that whole thing up, absolutely, this is Blue Magic. This is an excellent episode in comparison to the last one.
All right, Spike Lou, what you got?
I'm going with the chili powder. I respected the episode. It was really good, but I am jaded from what I know like the best of this series episode is like. And I know what those are going to be like when we ranking those, and I just don't think this is up there with that. It was a good episode, but there was a lot left to be desired in the sense of just character development and the different things. So I'll go chili powder.
That's interesting. So there are two ways of looking at this. There's the I've never seen this series before way of looking at it, and there's the where does this rank in the lore of Breaking Bad?
Mm-hmm.
And if I was looking at it from wow, 3 episodes in, this is definitely be a Blue Magic. But I'm gonna put it with
Facts.
Chili Powder as well, mainly because as I look at episodes, as I look at season one, there's 7 episodes. This might be the fourth best episode of the season, right? This might be the fourth best episode. I think you got episode 6, you got episode 7, you have the pilot, which might rank ahead of this. And you can flip flop the pilot for this, but either way, um, if you're right in the middle of a 7 episode season, then I don't know if I can give you Blue Magic. It's right there. It's like really a step below, really just a step below. And I'm gonna go with Chili Powder.
You know, even if it's ranked at a Blue Magic, it could be one of the lowest ones. In the
I know,
overall
yeah,
series.
you're right. You're right.
So it's like it's Blue Magic in this season, but in the overall, it's a low Blue Magic. So
it's a really good episode.
I'm just saying it don't make it a high Blue Magic, but it's Blue Magic for what it was, similar to Sopranos College.
So out of man, here's the thing: there's 62 episodes of Breaking Bad. Man, there really might be 31 Blue Magics. Like, you know what I mean? Which is half of the episodes might be Blue Magics, and I don't know if this is gonna.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Chili Powder for right now, just because.
Okay.
I'm jaded, just because I know where the potential is. Like I said, watching it for the first time, 100% Blue Magic. Knowing that this isn't even a top 20 episode. I don't know if I can put it up there.
That's fair. That's fair. Because I'm probably riding off a little bit of that too. Because this is where it kind of got me locked in back in the day. So yeah, that's fair.
It's all good. And then like I said, this is just the opener. This is just a teaser, and we get into. I mean, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There might be 6 Blue Magics next season 2.
Yeah,
even
you know
more
what I mean.
than that.
So
it's there's
crazy.
a lot of episodes throughout the season where you can be like, "Oh, this is Blue Magic."
And again,
they did their thing and putting their foot in those episodes.
And this show benefits off of course, Bryan Cranston has said it. I'm sure Vince Gilligan has said it as well. They benefit from The Sopranos already existing.
Facts.
They literally came out a year after The Sopranos ended.
Facts.
So they benefited from all of the things that were excellent about the show. So if we get more Blue Magics, which is the equivalent of a made episode in the Good Earners world,
you might.
Then
you might have more. Yeah, you might have more Blue Magic episodes than made.
Yeah,
episodes
because you benefit from coming after your predecessors.
We know what we need to do exactly.
And I don't know if anybody knows this out there. We're talking about a series that a lot of people say have the greatest episode of television ever with Ozymandias in season 5. Like, a lot of people say that it's the only episode of TV on IMDb that has a perfect 10 out of 10 rating. The only episode.
I can't
the
wait.
Only episode of.
They're wilding for not having Blue Comet there.
Blue Comet is right there with it.
They should.
Blue Comet is probably a 9.9, but 10 out of 10. Like
Ozymandias is right. Like that's
I can't wait to get there.
Even like you can look at that Ozymandias episode without even like I'm watching the whole series and it comes up. Like you can watch it as a one-off and be like, God damn.
Okay.
But you can do that for you can do that for Blue Comet as well, though.
Yeah, 100%. I want to put this in context.
Okay.
Real quick, Mo. I'm sorry. I just want to put this in context real quick. 10 out of 10. 265,000 people voted. That means 265,000 out of 265,000 all said this is a perfect episode. All it takes is one person to say, I'm giving this a 9, and it shifts the rating. Everybody says it's perfect. So highly regarded and rated. I think a little bit of it has lore. Like after time, maybe after 10 years, so around 2022, 2023, it was known to have the only perfect score, and people wanted to keep it because at one point it did go down, and then somebody changed their rating, I guess, to keep it perfect. I don't know. But either way, go ahead, Mo.
Nah. When we get there, I want to see what y'all saying, because to say that Blue Comet's not 10 out of 10, then what Soprano episode is?
I ain't saying that it's not.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not.
No,
it could be 9.9.
But Rick said 9.9.
Well, that's just me just saying it. If 9.9, it's nothing to like rub you like to. Listen, it's my favorite Soprano episode. I think it is a 10.10. Okay. I was speaking from the standpoint of the general public. Somebody could say 9.9.
Okay.
I told y'all before, Blue Comet's my favorite Soprano episode.
Yeah. You
As
let.
well.
That's the only thing I
As
wanted.
well.
I just wanted to say, if there is a perfect episode of Breaking Bad, there absolutely is a perfect episode of Sopranos. That's all I was getting at. Like, there's
that's
no
fair.
way there's not one perfect episode of 82 or 86 episodes of Sopranos. So
Do you know what the highest rated episode of Sopranos is? There's two of them.
Made in America.
Long Term Parking and Pine Barrens are both 9.7 out of 10.
Okay, that's probably on like later, like the later era of people streaming. I don't feel like that was like real time. I feel like it was like a later era of
Pine Barrens is widely regarded as like it's not mine, it's not any of ours.
Not of ours.
Yeah.
No.
If you Google like just best episodes of Sopranos, like random complex lists or whatever random list, a lot of them will have Pine Barrens up near the top.
Is that
But I
top
agree
five
with
for
y'all,
you?
it's
Is
not
that top five for you?
If it is, it's
Top
5.
10. Top
I'm about to
10.
say.
Top 10. Okay,
can give you
okay.
5.
We all in agreement. That's all I wanted to know because we've talked about it on the episode. Y'all go listen to Good Earners. And
Pine Barrens is like for people who are. I watched The Sopranos, but I'm not a fan. Like for us who did a podcast about it and have broken down every episode, there are at least 9 different episodes that mean more to the Sopranos series than Pine Barrens.
Okay, can I say
Is Pine Barrens better than Whitecaps?
No.
Not to me. No.
Is it better? Is it better than a regular Around the Margins when the rumor goes around about Tony and Adriana, the car crash?
No. Like all of those episodes mean more to the world than Pine Barrens. Pine Barrens is a great episode because a regular I don't watch The Sopranos fan can pick up and see, oh, this is cool. But if you're into the lore and the things that they do, like there are a lot of different episodes. Like this means a lot more than Pine Barrens.
Okay, real quick.
Like with Game of Thrones, like there are a lot of Game of Thrones episodes that people could pick up and watch and be like, oh, this is a cool episode. But like when you talk about Hold the Door and things of that nature, it's like, oh, like I've been watching this dude doing this whole thing for this whole time, and this is what it means. And then they give the reveal from it. Like
what a reveal.
Let me ask you: is Pine Barrens the equivalent of Reigns of Castamere? Like the big episode that everybody talk. No, Reigns of Castamere is the Red Wedding.
The Red Wedding.
No,
like the big episode that everybody talks about, but maybe not be the best.
That's still
Reigns of Castamere is bigger.
Top 5. It's top 5.
Would you say Reigns of Castamere is the best episode in Game of Thrones?
Nah, Battle of the Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards.
For me.
Now I got it different. I got it when Cersei blew up the Sept.
That's up there. Top 5.
That's one.
I could.
Yeah.
Like when she was like, I ain't going, nigga. I ain't like that. The whole lead in and how they sold it, like that was one of the best episodes of Game of Thrones ever.
And here's what I'll say, brothers. I don't know what the future looks like in this, but y'all have spawned something that I think our Good Earner fans would appreciate. I think and shout out to On Deck for doing the 25 albums of the last 25 years.
25 best TV episodes?
No, not 25. We should do our top 10 Soprano episodes because people probably want to know where Spike Lee's head is at, where Big Rich Town's head is at, where Mo's head is at, as far as what is our top 10 of Sopranos. So I don't know where that fits. Maybe that fits in the window of when we take our little break off of here after this season. Keep that in mind. Maybe we could do it, maybe we can't. But I just want to put that out there because I think we just had a really interesting conversation, just briefly.
That's fair.
And so,
just for those keeping score at home, I said Pine Barrens and Long Term Parking at 9.7. Blue Comet does come in right at number 3 with a 9.6. So that is the third highest rated episode in Sopranos. Once again, my favorite. But yeah, that's enough about Sopranos. This is a Breaking Bad podcast, so I know we'll weave in and out of the world since we're talking about anti-heroes and all that. But with that being said, we appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. Mo, can you give the email address and Instagram one more time so the folks know where to find us.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all keep continue to being loyal customers as we keep giving y'all this work. So our email is
Fans, not customers. Fans.
y'all customers, man. Y'all fiends.
No,
Yeah,
no.
y'all fiends.
Hey, you a wild boy.
Keep it a being. Y'all fiends. We all fiends for this work. But no more half measures. No more half measures pod at gmail.com. So that's the email. The Instagram is, let me just get it exactly right for those that are on social media. NMHM, which is abbreviation for no more half measures _ Breaking Bad Pod. NMHM _ Breaking Bad Pod. If y'all want to reach out to us on Instagram. And then, of course, you can find us on YouTube. No more half measures, parentheses, Breaking Bad Podcast, parentheses.
Appreciate you for that, Mo. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, listening. We'll be back next Monday with a new episode 4. And until then, y'all be cool. We'll see y'all. Peace.